Hey, everybody, it's Tuesday, March 24th. Welcome to the Giant Bombcast, episode 933. I'm your host, Jan Ochoa. Joining me, co-captain of the ship. That's right, he's got his esports jersey on for the only sport that actually matters, pod racing. Co-captain of the ship, Jeff Grubb.
I'm happy to be here, Jan. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. We have the man out on the streets. He's leading parades, stealing toilet seats, stealing all of our hearts. Dan Reichert.
You got to give me, if I pass tragically and young, you got to give me a jazz funeral, okay?
I would do, I would give you all sorts of funerals, especially a jazz funeral.
Thank you. I want that. Go big.
Speaking about funerals, he is there to usher you across the river Styx, and he doesn't have any oars. He's just got hockey sticks. Jeff Bakalar.
Oh, nothing like being introduced with the word funeral.
He called you a Karen. This way, then
yeah,
I thought you'd like it. Really? It's dark. It's like gothy.
Silver lining there. Can't find it. Nevertheless, happy to be here.
Speaking about happy to be here, he's not, because he's the bad boy of games. Mike Minotti.
This is my angry guy, unhappy face.
Strong bad.
I'm mad. It's too crowded in Epcot today.
Does that bug you even if you're not there?
I mean, I was projecting. You see, it was method acting. I was pretending.
He was putting himself in the shoes of himself when he's at Epcot.
I got really lost in the scene. Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You check in when you're not there to see what the lines are like.
No, there's people sell things like that actually that will just like a clock you can put in your room, but instead of telling you the time, it just tells you the wait times for the theme park rides that you're not at. And I'm not gonna lie, Dan looks like he's just heard a psychopath admit to being a serial killer. But I find it intriguing.
I was just gonna say, sorry I asked.
Sometimes you find out answers to questions you didn't know you had. But hey, I'm happy for everyone. Boys, how's it going? How are things?
Monitoring the situation. I'm just out here, kind of arms folded. Just looking around, seeing what's going around in the world. Don't like it. Not a fan.
Are you talking about the lines at Epcot or a different Disney?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Well,
Don't worry, they're going to send in ice to help with those.
I was looking forward to flying this week. Woo, let's go.
I was at the airport yesterday.
Me too, buddy.
Yep, there's some stuff going on there.
Cleveland especially, I guess, is what I'm hearing.
New Orleans was 4-hour lines right before I went, and
really?
I guess it got better. They opened up pre-check again and all that. It's so I got pretty lucky there with the people I went with, but it was real bad the day before.
Yeah,
I can't say I disagree with you. It appears to me that we are getting the bad ending.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we made some choices early on, and someone remembered those choices, and now we're paying the price.
I didn't do shit.
Well, maybe it wasn't our choices directly, but it does seem like the world is receiving the bad ending. Maybe we restart a different save and kind of load that shit up and see if we can get a better
the bad ending is how we got a Link to the Past, though.
That's true, right? We want the hero to die.
What?
That's the Link storyline, right?
Have you guys not read your Hyrule Historia?
You guys are embarrassing yourselves.
I own it.
On this
I
podcast.
look at the pictures. I own it. I own all the Zelda books. They're very nice illustrations.
Yeah.
The Zelda lore does not matter at all.
Well, I mean, other than the state of the country and the overall world burning around us, I'm happy to be here talking with you, gents.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I looked forward to it. I was on the plane Monday, and I was like brimming with excitement of like, ooh, there's stuff to talk about, games to talk about, stuff I want to talk about. Gang, I know that I personally may have somewhat of a Bay Area accent, and I may bend the English language to my own uses.
For sure.
You do that.
Yo, I had to get involved with that.
I had to get involved with that.
Ryan Coogler has an interesting regional Bay Area accent that I'm not 100% where it comes from. I know where he comes from.
Right.
But in my friends also from the same area in Oakland, I'm like, interesting.
Jan, you guys are delivering some pretty cool people. Ryan Coogler, I've been telling you, I've been texting you, I can't stop doing impressions of Ryan Coogler to myself around my house. That's my new vocal stem. I want to get that croissant. Yeah, it's just exactly.
Oh, got a PB&J sandwich, and I had to bring it to the theater.
And then Alyssa Liu at the same time is just the best person to ever live. It's like you guys are delivering out there. So thank you, Bay Area, for these people. We appreciate it.
Exactly. And I'm hoping to leech off of that energy, and because I'm on the other side of the Bay of like, please give me that. I need it. But I bring all this up to say, and that I don't think, in my head, the Southern California skater, surfer drawl or accent, I always thought it was dramatized and over-exaggerated in media. No, I am dead wrong. We were invited to Casso Fest, and that was held in Long Beach last weekend. And for folks that don't know, Casso, Kasso, it's made by the same company that originated Ninja Warrior. So it's Ninja Warrior with skateboards.
That's cool.
It's really fucking sick. They've been doing it in Japan for a couple of years, and this is like the first event they had in the States. There was a game that they showed off, which is why we were there, or I was there. We'll talk about that. Video coming out this week. It's really fucking sick.
Okay, I'm excited.
But they had announcers going off because, when you're watching Ninja Warrior or MXC, Takeshi's Castle, the commentators are a big part of it. And
Yes.
I was surprised that they just had the commentators yelling the whole time and blasting it out to the whole festival because it was two dudes, two skaters, and man, I just loved how they spoke because it was like, yo, JB Big Boy Foy is grinding the rail. He's goofy with it.
I love it.
And then the
I love
number
it.
one thing they kept saying is like, yo, bro, I hope he sends it. Send it, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Send it.
Send it.
Can you give me? Look, I'm old. Can you help me really understand when I'm supposed to be saying send it? Like, is it when I want someone to do something cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Like when
yeah,
someone's
gotta go
going
for
for
it.
it. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, when someone's going for it, I hope he sends it. All right.
Yeah. Like,
I'm not gonna be able to pull this off.
No.
No.
I hope
No.
he sends it. That sentence.
I
That's right,
think-
me.
I think, Greg, like, you'll know when the time is right to say it. I think
Like-
now that
Okay.
it's in your
It'll come
vernacular.
from the depths.
Like-
yeah.
like if Dan or Mike is playing a Souls game and like they're in the zone, they're
Right,
locked
okay.
in, and you think this is, or if y'all are running and this is the run, you would say, yo, send it. Like,
Okay.
finish it off. You got it.
When I'm
Right.
booting up Crimson Desert, I'm about to send it. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, send
well,
it, baby.
Perhaps
Send
you're
it to-
misunderstanding it, but you'll get there.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Okay, cool.
Speaking of this is the run, people should watch the most recent episode.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
Really a lot of things coalesced at certain points of
God.
heightened drama
It
in
was
different
beautiful.
forms.
Yeah, I was very happy with it.
There's
Gra-
good phone of friends.
Oh, well,
Good.
yeah.
Good is many definitions, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was not sending it.
Paul
You know what,
Wright
Mike?
dropped it.
You're right. You're right.
No, he does not.
But yes, definitely. Please check out This Is the Run, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire last Saturday. But yeah, video coming out of my time at Casso. Oh, man. It was just, I fucking love skating, gang. They gave me a skateboard, and I was like, can I get grip tape
Oh.
or trucks anywhere here? And they were like, politely, no, we're only giving you the board. You figure everything else out, idiot. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
That's half the battle.
oh. But now I just want to fucking shred. But I'm
Do you want
scared.
to send it?
I'm going to
Yeah.
send it. I'm just scared my
Do you have a-
ankles are going to turn
Jan?
into dust.
Jan, this sounds like a recipe for ending your running dreams.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, it sounds like fucking up an ankle and not being able to run.
Yeah.
Are you a skater in another life? Did you come up
Yeah,
addicted to the
baby.
streets?
Yeah,
Yeah?
baby. Fucking
He's the
Yeah, you
SF.
waxing
skater
up
coded
curbs?
among us. I guess back
Waxing
like
up
you're
some
close.
curbs?
I,
What's
yeah,
that? I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I think between you and Jan, you guys are the most skater coded among us. Between you
Sure,
two.
sure.
Yes.
I did that for a little bit, and then I did like the inline with the plates on the inline. That
Ooh.
was fun.
That sounds fun.
And now it's just ice.
Mhm.
With the original Giant Bomb skate deck that we sold, I took the one that we had in the office and I thought, oh, this would be fun to take a picture of doing a kickflip. So I stayed way too long at the CBS, old CBS office after hours trying to nail a kickflip without trucks. So just a flat skate deck, no grip tape, and take a picture of it. And I nailed it. I still had it then. I don't think I
Really?
have it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, your boy's
Okay.
tricky with it. I sent it, as the skaters say.
Uh-huh.
Boys.
Nick, sorry to interject. One more scathing. Nick Henry from CNET producer fame, tremendous skateboarder. Do you
Ooh.
remember him? You might have. He was in long hair, dude. Looks like
Popcorn
like the kid,
adjacent.
No, sure. Looks like the guy from Dazed and Confused, the dude who gets paddled. I think his name's like. Never saw Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, totally.
You know
I know
that?
that guy.
Yeah.
Of course, I watch
No?
that movie all the time. Yeah.
Of course, it's a great film.
I've seen
Yeah.
it.
Anyway, Nick Henry, tremendous skateboarder, would really and was very shy about it, and then all of a sudden he would just like be like, "Hey, watch this," and just like tear it up. You know,
Ooh.
like Tim Robinson, who's just like shadily a great skateboarder.
Oh yeah, he's like a real skateboarder.
He's
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah.
Dan, you will understand this because
Is it
when
about
you
the
and
popcorn guy?
no, not the popcorn guy.
Okay.
When you and I
I'll never
were
understand
at,
them.
I don't understand popcorn. When we were at WrestleMania, was it 2 years ago now?
Yeah, 40.
I just remember the different wrestle media people just being a culture shock because of like I'm just used to games media and seeing the
Well, it's because
familiar
they're very
faces.
serious journalists,
Right,
You
it's
know,
very- it's a
unlike us
dichotomy.
wackos in video games.
Us
Yeah,
jerk offs versus those like guys that like come from
Frank the
Columbia,
Clown and Noel
the J
Foley. And,
schools.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Totally not objectifying any female wrestlers there. Thinking
don't
that
even know
they
how
have
Not
a
the
chance.
press. Not
No.
the press.
Interesting group of dudes there, right?
And lady.
Yeah. But skater media people are fucking punks. Parentheses positive.
Yeah.
Because everyone is kind of like shoving everyone else to get out of the way so they can get their shot. And everyone's like
Man,
lenses
oh, it gives me anxiety.
are decked
that was
out
a
with
mosh pit.
like Supreme
yeah.
stickers. It's great.
Yeah, Jam, but is it like a mosh pit unwritten, code where it's like if one of them got knocked down or dropped their camera, it'd be like, whoa, we got to pick this up. We got to, got to make sure. Okay,
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
But I will move you out of the way or get in the way of your shot
Sure.
to get mine. Very sick. Also, skaters, it's just so funny to talk to them. Everyone's just so oddly friendly. As soon as I told some dudes I was next to, it's like, oh, you're from the Bay? You ever bomb a hill, brother? I'm like, no, I don't bomb hills because that's too scary.
That's
shit.
terrifying.
Do you know Steven? No last name. No illusion that Steven is a pro
Bay
skater.
Area.
And I have to explain the Bay Area is kind of big, dude. It's like, oh shit. I mean, like, he bombs hills all the fucking time. Have you ever met him? No, I haven't. Oh, fuck. Sick. Anyway, anyone else have
You ever see that movie Airborne?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's just
of course.
really
It's all that
scratching that
dude.
itch right now.
Devil's
It's just
Backbone.
Yeah.
Devil's
Oh,
Backbone.
I've seen that one. Oh, the Devil's Backbone one. Yeah.
Yeah, with what's his name? Seth Green. Yeah,
Seth
right.
Green's
Yes,
in it.
Seth
Yeah.
Green.
Jack Black is in it.
Yeah, I think we had a little
yeah.
we had a little hill in our neighborhood that we also called Devil's Backbone and rode our bikes down it and pretended
Hell
we were
yeah.
in that. It was cool.
Uh-huh.
It is seemingly like inaccessible. Like I think I have like a 480p copy of it somewhere.
buddy, I got it on my Plex server. I'll hook you up. Don't worry.
Yeah, you got the full
yeah.
1080.
I need
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I need that. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I gotta get my hands on that video.
That was definitely like a Hollywood video movie for me or something, man. Just rented that all the time.
I think
It was-
it
it
must
was
have played on
on-
HBO.
Yeah, 100%.
I watched it all the time on TV. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a big hockey part of it too that I always found ridiculous. Tremendous movie.
Also there was a mosh pit, of course, because it was kind of a mini music
Yeah.
festival. And there were children in the mosh pit too. And all the adults were respectful of the children, but the kids were not, because I didn't get this on camera, but a kid just saw everyone moshing and thrashing and thought, oh, I can actually hit people. And then
Mike Minotti, have you ever been in a mosh pit?
no, I see them and I'm like,
Where do you see them, bud?
concerts
Jimmy
is where I
Buffett's.
see them.
Yeah.
What concert have you seen a mosh pit?
Iron Maiden, there was one the one time. It was not the strongest one.
You're the youngest
maybe.
guy there. You could kick some ass. What do you mean?
Yeah, right. You would think.
Mike, I can relate. I go to some concerts occasionally with Bonk goes to a lot of metal shows and stuff, and I found myself in the crowd at a Knocked Loose concert. I don't know if you're familiar with them. And the guy was very clearly, he was big at saying I want a mosh pit starting, I want a circle pit starting right here. And this guy was very aggressive and very angry. And I definitely am of the age where it's well, I'll just show myself out here.
Perfect time to go to the bathroom.
They do that wall of death thing, right? Don't they do that thing where they split the whole crowd in half?
I got the fuck out of there. Yeah, I went back and I was talking to a security guard in a Metal Gear shirt about Metal Gear for that old.
Yeah, that sounds so much better.
Yeah.
So, did this kid die?
No, this kid did a full-on haymaker to a dude's nuts.
And then he died?
No, the parent
nuts died.
The parent looked mortified and then lifted his child out. Meanwhile, the guy's keeled over. But he's still trying to. He's no, it's cool, man. It's cool. It happens.
Still trying to mosh. Yeah. Sometimes you see other humans do things, and it's man, it's wild. We're the same thing.
I think that every day.
Yeah, totally.
Boys, everyone else doing well? I guess it was someone's birthday over the weekend.
Yeah,
it's someone's birthday right now.
Yeah, I talked about the weekend, and then we're getting to today, Grub. Come on.
Oh, wow.
I spent my birthday, so I spent all Saturday painting the bedroom, and then we woke up on Sunday, and I'm using the word we loosely, didn't like the color of the bedroom, so then I spent all my birthday changing it to a different color.
Hey,
you
could do that?
Now, yeah. It turns out because there's primer built in, it was fine. Sure. It was actually a really because we were going to do a second layer anyhow, and that just turned out to be the second layer.
Did you go from dark to light or light to dark?
It was kind of a tannish brown, and we kind of went to an equivalent dark green, and it worked fine. You can't tell at all. Yeah,
we should have pushed harder for gray.
Yes. Listen, I made my voice and my opinion clear. I was not. No one was happy to hear about that.
I am the kind of person who has to be deeply unsatisfied with the current state of a room to be time to paint it. I just am almost never going to want to care that much. I don't know.
Meanwhile, I don't. If you quizzed me on 10 rooms in my house and what color the walls are, I would fail that quiz.
I get that actually.
I don't know what color. Here, green. I'm looking at it, but if you ask me right now what color the bedroom wall is, I don't know.
It's Steph's love language is acts of service. I'll just say that I considered this an act of service.
That's really nice, Grub.
I was doing my part to contribute to making the house feel more homey for her part, and then I was happy with the color. I think it looks great. So. Yeah, I felt pretty satisfied when we were done. We still got to put all the furniture back and peel down some tape and stuff like that. But yeah, that was good. And then I had a chicky biscuit. She made me chicken biscuit, which is one of my favorite homemade meals. And then I got she got me a metal detector for when we go to the beach. She knows.
Wow!
Can you bring your metal detector to Boston?
I can bring it to I can try to bring it to Boston. That'll be fun. I'm sure.
Let's find some tea.
I'm going to carry it through and just see what Ice thinks. Let's just do that.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
I mean, what kind of beach are you metal detecting in Boston, Mikey? What do you mean?
We could find your key back, Alar.
Oh, buddy. We're going to shove it up your ass.
Yeah. Hold on. Grab something tight, Bacalar. We'll find that key. Yeah,
we're going in.
Brace, we'll give you that bow to clamp on like they did when they had to amputate people in the Civil War.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Yes.
Nice visual. Thank you.
Anyway, I'm 43. It was nice.
Well, happy birthday.
Thanks, guys.
Birthday to other Jeff as well.
You didn't have to say other Jeff.
Other Jeff. Kermit Flail.
Sick. I haven't had one of those in a minute.
Wow.
Yeah, getting old sucks, man.
Thank you.
I don't know what else. I don't know what else there is to say. Now,
you do get a metal detector though, so that's okay. Kind of makes up for it a little bit.
Yeah. I'm very difficult to buy stuff for. I realize that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same.
I just got some new hockey equipment for myself, and I called it a birthday. So
there you go.
There we go.
Good moves.
We'll get lobster rolls.
What's up?
We'll get lobster rolls this weekend.
Sure.
And do you want me to buy this Kingdom wait time sign for $100 so you can get a real time look at the wait times in the park? Keep in mind, you also need a $5 a month subscription to keep that going.
That's insane that you need a subscription for the wait time. I want to die.
The app, when you're doesn't the Disney app just tell you?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, but that's not fun.
Okay.
But the app follows you around though, versus a stationary clock.
Yeah, this I guess just cycles.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, buy that.
This morning, I get texts from the
they're
people
sold
who
out.
normally text me, and now people are just like writing the number. They're not even saying happy birthday. They're just like 44.
It's like a countdown.
Is there?
I'm like,
That's so ominous.
and I just like hearted it,
Yeah, right. What do you do?
and they're like, and I just thumbs down, thumbs down.
Are they doing like any punctuation with it, like 44 or like an
Nope,
emoji?
just like plain text, not even like a gif of a 44
That's
doing
fun.
some sort of anime. It's sick. I have the coolest, most interesting friends imaginable.
You know what? Everyone listening and watching live, throw some 44s in whatever chat you're in
Yeah,
right
throw
now.
up those 44s.
Yeah. Oh, look at
baby.
those big 44s.
Wow.
Yeah, more companies automatically wish me a happy birthday now than actual humans, which is
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
the best.
Uh-huh.
It's fine though, because that's actually a clear indication of who I should unsubscribe from.
Right. Yeah, it's a helpful reminder.
It's like, oh, cool. This eye center that I went to 11 years ago, goodbye. No
Uh-huh.
thanks. I don't need your emails.
Yeah, man. Speaking of eye centers, like I was going to go to the dentist this week, and they're like, "Oh, hey, do you have a new insurance card?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's this." Like, "Oh, we don't take them."
Oh.
And I'm like, "So, like, yeah, goodbye forever." I'm like, "Oh, I guess
Well,
I
there's
just
like-
need a new dentist." You know how many years I've cultivated that one dentist relationship? He listens to my Disney podcast,
You groomed
Oh,
him.
wow.
and I was
You-
just like on my own again.
Wait,
know what you gotta
you
do?
can't just like out of network. Like there's like in network and out of network. Like you can't do it
For
that way.
dentistry, it gets weird.
Yeah.
But what do you think? What is it, Mikey?
Those words scare me.
All right. Well, you could barely make a sentence out there. Listen, I think
It's like
what
VSP, Delta. Like, what do you have?
I have. Should I say what my insurance is? Is that
who
okay?
cares? Yeah, they're
I
all
don't feel
bad.
like that's doxing, but if you're hesitant, I'm not going to make you do it.
better.
I think you should call your dentist friend and you should collude. You should figure out a thing. That's how it works. That's the American way
Yeah.
is crime. So I endorse your colluding with your dentist and be like, come on, doc, let's work something out.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm good for it. Do that.
I may have already like gone off on the wrong foot on that call because I was also I was calling because I missed my appointment because I thought it was today, and then we were doing our meeting yesterday, and then I got a thing like, oh, you missed your appointment. Like that appointment's tomorrow. Then I'm like, oh no, it's not. Remember last week I was like, oh guys, I might miss the Bombcast. Well, that I didn't.
You're here.
Here I am. So I think I think part of them was like, good, leave. We don't want you anymore.
Jeez.
Yeah, you might have used up all those favors there, Mike. Never
Yeah, but,
mind.
like, they know about they know about he put this crown here recently. He knows about it. He knows about my teeth situation. I gotta explain this all to a new guy.
You got to talk to him.
They
Talk
do
to
new
him.
X-ray. I'm in between dentists right now too. You just got to get that new comprehensive X-ray thing. You got to put your head in the thing and bite the little guy, and then you got to do the bite wings and all that.
You get the blanket.
All that.
You get the blanket.
know.
You
I
get
just-
the weighted
I get it.
vest.
Get the
Weighted
blanket.
vest. There you go.
I had a good. I mean, I already lost one dentist because he accidentally broke his no compete and wasn't allowed to practice for a few years, so I had to go somewhere else. Yeah, he broke off from a dentist syndicate, and his new office was 9 miles away instead of 10. So
The dentist
he,
cartels are very
yeah, so
violent.
he
You
had
got to
to
watch
shut
out
it
for that.
down. Right.
All right.
So, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to get all up about
No.
my dentist stuff.
No, it's okay. This is the band section. This is where we not
Happy
necessarily
birthdays.
air grievances, but talk about miscellaneous.
There's something. I know Larry David did this bit, and I do find myself aligning with him 99% of the time.
Oh,
What?
No,
I know, weird. But the birthday call, I'm sure that is a thing most people agree with. I'm sorry, I just don't want to talk to anybody today. I don't want to answer a call.
Backlar, I
work.
agree. I
It's
agree.
work.
But I disagree that most people agree with that. I think that we might be on a little bit of an island. Not we have plenty of people that agree with us, but I think a lot of people are like, I want to get mine on my birthday. Yes,
I would
call
rather
me and praise
text
me.
for sure. Give me a text.
That's
That's
great.
because
Yeah.
the text is the thought, right? And
Yeah.
that's all that matters. It's just the thought. You call
What
me
about
up.
a
We're both
Facebook
wasting
wall?
17 minutes. We're
What do you
just
think about people posting on your Facebook happy birthday? I haven't even checked
Oh,
That's
mine.
fine, right? I mean, that's
when I-
nothing.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
but
nothing.
you know what? It's just such a. It's so. It reminds
Ceremonial.
you. It
It's
says.
Yeah, it tells you to do it. Yeah.
Right. When I had Facebook, that felt like such a shallow gesture.
Yeah.
I used to do a fun Facebook gimmick where I would just change every day. I would change my birthday to the current day and see how many days in a row the same people would earnestly wish me happy birthday before they figured it out. And most people just wouldn't figure it out. I think the same person
That's
like 20 times in a row would be happy birthday, dude.
Hey, guess who does like
every day of the week?
Yeah.
Guess who does like getting birthday calls here?
Yeah.
You, Mike.
Believe it or not, it's just me.
Today's my day, motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, there's some people too who, frankly, like they moved out of town, and I'm probably not going to get a call from them on any day but my birthday anymore. So I'll take it.
Okay. All right.
I will call. I call
my
my
dad.
sisters and my parents on their birthdays.
Sure.
Is that not enough?
I think that's
No,
good.
that sounds right.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. It was your friend of mine, Mary Kish's birthday, also. over the
Oh,
weekend.
yeah.
Right.
So,
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday,
to
Mary
the
Kish.
goat, Mary
Yeah,
Kish.
celebrating it with her and a bunch of old GameSpot friends in New Orleans.
Cool.
And it was great. Had a good time there. Nothing too crazy. I mean, just kind of bumming around New Orleans for a weekend. Hitting a bunch of spots. It's interesting because I kind of took the lead because it was my 6th time there. So I kind of like put together the whole plan. And like I like to like mix it up where it's like, okay, we'll do some fancy dinners and some kind of like dive places and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was another great reminder that like fancy doesn't always equal better.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
the first night we went to this place, Brennan's in the French Quarter. That it's been around forever. They like invented the bananas Foster, and they'll tell you the whole story while they're making it and all this stuff. And it was very expensive. And it was objectively like good food for sure. But we went to a few nice places, and it seemed like the universal favorite was this place I always go to called Coops on Decatur. And it is just a divey place. It doesn't take reservations. Our waiter was like this, he felt like Dave Attell. Like he talked like it. He yelled at us. If any of us brought our phones out, he like berated us and things like that. He was like and it was just gumbo and jambalaya. And it was like a fifth of the price of the fancier places. And it seemed to be the like runaway favorite from everyone. So it's like, it's good to try a variety of things, but sometimes, just go with like the little dive place and it'll be the best one.
Yeah. Ooh, special shouts out to GB member El Palo Loco for a long list of Long Beach recommendations. Long Beach is cute, y'all. It's a nice little beach town, but he recommended this very grungy dive bar that sold very fantastic pizza. And then I didn't, because my brain is poisoned by San Francisco prices. I thought $20. Oh, that's going to be a small pizza for one person. No, it was like a medium-sized pizza that I felt judged for eating by myself.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. All right. Beaches have sand, and you know what else has sand? Deserts. And a game that has occupied a lot of time on the internet. Oh, wrong one. Crimson Desert. Everyone's favorite game. We're all clamoring to talk about it today, guys. I'm so excited to hear what everyone thinks. What's up to all my CDs out there?
Yeah. First, I just want to make clear that if you like this game and we don't, are not liking it is, as you suspected, a personal attack on you.
You got it.
Of course.
Yeah.
I want you to feel bad. That is what I'm going for.
Especially if you have an anime avatar photo, okay?
Of course. Yes. Yes, we're attacking you personally.
Then it's bullying 100%.
Yeah. What's everyone's investment profile at the banks in Crimson Desert? That's a real thing.
Yes, it is. That's the kind of thing that would get me excited, but it just doesn't function the way I want it to. But
Yeah.
That's the story of this game for me.
Boy, yeah. I played 3 hours of this game Friday evening, which pretty short as far as launcho thingies go.
Launchathon, also a bad name, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll try something else next time. We'll just keep cycling. Boy, it's there are certainly things that I could get over or could be generous about. Like the heavy movement that you guys have talked about before is absolutely there.
Yeah,
and it's even heavier than the games I equate that to, like some like Assassin's Creed 3 or Red Dead Redemption 2. And I can kind of get over that stuff. I played games like that.
They're also updating and changing this stuff constantly, so it feels a little bit different than it did even when you played.
Okay, yeah, so that part's wild. The game does, in fact, look really pretty sometimes. I actually thought the combat felt pretty good and visceral when I was doing that. It was kind of just quest design was a big thing that was really throwing me off. Even like in an MMO, right, which is a very kind of like the quests are kind of just, hey, go talk to this person. Now go kill this rat. Go talk to this person. Usually, like a person would tell me to do that. It was really weird in this game, especially this one of these games, to just kind of be in a town and just have the UI say, "Go over there. Someone's in trouble." I'm like, how do I know that? Okay, go over there. Like, go talk to this kid now over there. Why am I doing that?
What
Just because
kid?
the game told me to. What game, right? Then all this happened. Suddenly I'm in this, so it's doing all this, and it kind of feels like a Skyrim or Witcher. Suddenly I'm in the sky and these floating islands, and they give me the God Hand ability from Tears of the Kingdom and have me jump off. And then for just like 15 minutes, it's kind of like Tears of the Kingdom, except now I'm back on the ground. I don't know how to go up again. I could turn into a crow for 3 seconds. I have the God Hand. It doesn't interact with anything. So I'm going through the main quest, and I'm like, yeah, like this is obviously not doing a ton for me. The story is nothing. I don't even really know what's happening. I'm like a mercenary, or I'm in a group. Most of my group's dead, and then a wizard summoned me to his library to be like, oh, there's many worlds. I'm like, oh no, multiverse. And he's like, yep, and your world's in trouble. Anyways, bye for now. A bird turned into a hot lady, of course. And she said basically the same thing, or I don't know. She was real cryptic and weird. Go ahead, Jan.
Mike, it sounds like you're describing a different type of ad for a game that I come across on mobile. Like
Ebony or whatever,
like a fake game of like, hey, here's this bird lady. You could do this thing that rips off this many things. It doesn't sound like a real game.
Well, then
how do you do with the chimney sweeping combo? Do you nail it?
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing too. Like the controls are ridiculous, right? The UI, the controls are bizarre, and again, like I can brute force that stuff. I could sweep the chimney, what have you. Even when I was like chopping down trees because I got an axe for me, it's like, okay, this is maybe kind of neat. But then I was like, okay, I'm going to try to not do the main quest for a bit. I'm going to see if I can Skyrim this, just go off in direction. I saw a point of interest. I saw like this watchtower. So I go over to this watchtower, I climb up there, and there's all these people kind of like standing around and looking at it. You try to talk to them, and they just give you generic NPC dialogue. So I don't know what they're doing there.
Yeah.
And not just that, it's like you do generic NPCs, and then it'll pop up things like, oh, +5 trust gained with this guy. And it's like, oh, what does that do?
Right. And then like there's literally a pillar on this tower with yellow paint on it. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do with this? I try pushing it. I try attacking. I try using my God Hand or whatever on it, and nothing happens. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just not supposed to be here.
And then it's not like someone tells you like, oh man, it looks like you don't have the thing. And the game's UI that tells you where to go all the time doesn't pop up being like, you don't have the thing to do this. It's just dead. It's unreactive in a way that is bizarre for a game like this.
And it is weird, like when you go to the tutorial section of the thing, where it's like it's literally like implied that there's 1,000 pages of tutorials. Where it's like
it's not. I don't think it's implied. I think I looked. I think it really is around 1,000 pages.
Yeah, it'll be like section 300 is about life, section 200 is about controls, section 400, and like there is page 212, 213, 214 within that. You know.
Yeah. Yep. At this point, I'm like, okay, maybe it's because there's all these question marks in the map. There's these side missions, so I'm like, okay, maybe it's a Witcher 3, like the side missions are really detailed and good. So I get this wanted poster and I'm getting kind of excited. It's like, ooh, there's this lady who hangs around the church. She pretends to be in trouble and then she murders you. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go like investigate the church, look for some clues. Maybe like when she sees me, she's going to pretend like she's hurt and lure me in. So I'm wandering around the church looking for her. Then I just go into the basement and I go to the basement and there's a lady there and she just immediately starts running. I'm like, I guess that's her. So I just run after her, and eventually, like, I context sensitive, like, grapple her to the ground, and then now she's just like, I'm innocent, and now my only interactions are let her go or beat her. So it's like, and I'm like, so it's like, well, I don't want to let her go. I guess she's probably guilty, at least in this game's logic, right? Doesn't seem like there's a Ace Attorney style kind of investigation mechanic here. So I guess I'm just going to start punching her in the face until she lets me carry her to jail. So, aside from the ick factor of that, I'm like, what did this have to do with? Why did he give me this information about her and made it seem like I was gonna have to like, figure out who this lady was when it just immediately was walk into her vicinity and then chase her down and punch her in the face and take her to jail. So yeah, I don't know. Just at 3 hours in, my impression was not good. It was not good. I'm a bit baffled. I'm a bit baffled, fellas.
Yeah. I saw someone in the chat say that they are 55 hours in and still getting tutorials.
Great. Yeah, of course. With this much stuff in here, yes. So I Jen, you were going to say something real quick. I'm probably going to go off on a bit.
Well, I was going to ask Dan Grubb. I want to know how much playtime y'all have. I have about the same as Mikey, and it just definitely is not for me because of how heavy and clunky it is. It feels like what my experiences of playing an MMO is if there is absolutely no one else around.
And to be clear, the update does address some of that. I don't think it changes enough to change your opinion on that. I think it's going to change some people's opinion. I think the way you're talking about it is how I feel. I don't think the update would affect you.
Sure. Okay.
To me, it's a lot of like everything I complained about with Red Dead 2 is here times 10 in this game. But even at my most, I hate Red Dead 2, I did acknowledge there were really great things about it. It's crafted and things like that. It's a crafted word. Like it just was not for me at the time. And I did kind of come around on some of that. And I definitely don't hate that game now. But this is like all the worst parts, or the parts that I hated the most initially about Red Dead 2 without any of the redeeming qualities of it. Yeah, to me, it's like, you'll occasionally see those clips of like some really shitty looking thing that's not even really a game, where it's like, AI made this entire game. Oh man, game developers are toast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's like some GTA looking thing that doesn't even look like a playable game or anything, but it's graphically, wow, look at this. It felt like it was made by AI. Like every element of it just seemed like a bunch of sanded off corners, a bunch of ideas that were just kind of thrown in and no quality. I mean, it's not like it's poor. It works. The game works. It's not like it's a big janky glitchy mess or anything like that. It's just
it's sloppy.
Quantity over quality for sure.
Yeah.
I think you guys have touched on like a lot of the things that have like, as I've played 12 to 15-ish hours now, I'm trying to like, I think I'm at the beginning of chapter 4. It's starting to open up more. I think the big thing for me is every single thing I've done up to this point has felt so thoroughly thoughtless from the developer side, so undesigned, never considering what it's like to actually be the person playing this, because they just want to add that thing from the game they just played. They just played Zelda, they're going to add that thing. They just played Red Dead, they're going to add that thing. They just played Assassin's Creed, they're going to add that thing. It's that over and over. And so even once I do start like getting off the beaten path, that main quest is garbage trash. It's really very, very bad. Like it hasn't gotten better. At one point, you get to a boss fight eventually, the bosses are frustrating because they'll attack you and you'll try to dodge roll like in any game, and you have to like preload the roll, because if you don't preload before he attacks, you're not going to be able to roll out of the way in time, because the game just is bad to play. And then the thing you learn from that boss fight is one of the most insulting upgrades I got in a game, where it's like, hey, if you get hit now, you can do a roll away after taking damage. It's like, that was the big thing here. That I want you to know, game, that feels terrible. To be like, hey, take some damage and then roll away. Make it easier for me to avoid damage, video game. That's what feels good. Yuck. And it's just that's like, I'm like, okay, I'm at this boss fight now. I'm still feeling this way. I need to probably get off this beaten path. Let me go try some other stuff. And then I'm like, okay, let me go cause some mayhem in this world. And then it's like, this crime and punishment system is also it's broken in terms of being an enjoyable thing to interact with, where the way it works is you could do crimes, you could bump into guards, get in scrapes with them, pick up someone else's belongings or whatever. Actually, I've only been able to do that recently, because you can't steal in this game unless you're wearing a specific item of clothing, a bandana. So that's also strange, whatever. So you cause mayhem. And the game's just like, okay, well, you did something illegal. We're just going to charge you a fine. And that means the money's going to get deducted from your in-game account over here. And it's going to go into the negative. So if you want to buy something or purchase something, which eventually I really needed to, because I needed to get into this place that had, it's like, if you go inside, you're going to get attacked. Unless you go buy a 10 silver piece of clothing, or buy a 10 silver, sort of note from the governor saying you're allowed to be here. And I'm like, okay, well, I have 4, right? Let me go and do that. And I'm like, wait, what is that negative sign? And it's just like the game thinks, here's a good idea. No matter what you're doing across the entire world, once you go to a vendor to sell something, they're going to know you owe money to the government for breaking a rule somewhere else 4 hours ago. That creates such a punitive cycle of why would I try to do anything fun in this game? Because it might punish me. And all it does is sort of curb my desire to try different things. There is no like upside of like, okay, I got punished. Let me see if I can maybe get arrested and then infiltrate the jail, get my stuff back. The game doesn't have any of that. It is so thoroughly thoughtless that when I do get to the point now where I'm at, where I'm like, I need to go explore this world and see what's around the corner, my faith that what's going to be around the corner is like that it's going to be worth it is so low that it's broken the magic of the game that might exist for other people.
Have there been any interesting like plot points or quest lines, Grub, that have like pulled you through at all?
I mean, the plot might be the worst thing. I mean, the main character, Cliff, is that his name?
Yep.
Yeah, he's
Clive?
just, he's
No,
nothing.
not
No,
Clive.
Clive, that's Final Fantasy 16. Although
Totally different.
These guys saw Clive and they thought that was something.
They did.
Yeah, boy. And I mean, you know, a lot of people say, "Oh, stick with it. It gets, you'll like it more." And I'm sure the game maybe gets more interesting after a while. Every time people do that line, the game really picks up after so and so hours, especially when it's 10 or something. I have personally never played a game that I didn't like at all, and then after playing for a while, I was like, oh, now I see it. I played games that I've liked a bit and then have gotten better for sure. Like Final Fantasy 13 gets thrown around a lot. Like that game doesn't really start till 20 hours in. Yeah, I mean, a lot of that game is still there in the beginning, and you get it. So I bet the people there's a lot of people in chat even like, oh, stick with it. It gets so much better. I bet you liked the game at hour 3 to some degree as well.
More than I did, yes.
Right, more like, yeah, in a different way than I did. But, even just aside from the kind of absurdity of being like 15 hours in, it gets good. I just don't think I am at a level where it could get much better. I don't know. There's just it's difficult because when you find a game as somewhat repulsive as this, and I don't I just don't get this at all.
Yeah.
It's sometimes hard to like almost come to grasp with like, man, why are people really like
right? What can we do about that? Yeah.
What is the grace? This game has gotten some grace, and there's a part of me it's like, boy, I live in an era where I'm defending Mario 64. It feels like sometimes this game is just given this a lot of grace for just a mountain of flaws that to me are difficult to see past.
Yeah, and that I'm like going into this conversation recognizing that people are pretty sensitive around this game for whatever reason, and people are allowed to be. I have definitely been sensitive around games that I've really enjoyed that I felt people didn't get. So I understand that. At the same time, this is a podcast where we come in and talk about video games, and it's not just us clowning around being chucklefucks, being like, let's entertain you with the game I'm playing. Sometimes we're going to be critics and say, this game is bad. Sure, I think this is a poorly made video game. I think it's a bad video game, but again, 12, 15 hours in, somewhere in there, my timer on Steam is kind of all over the place because I left it on one night, but 12 to 15 hours in, and I'm at like a 2 out of 5 right now. Yeah. I strongly dislike what I've played, and I've seen some stuff, and I've done a few things like you ride on horseback, and then if you jump off the horse off a cliff and then jump while the horse is in the air, you get a huge amount of height. And it looks cool. It still doesn't feel good. I've seen people fling the tree, do the tree flinging thing where you get the grappling hook hand thing that Mike was talking about. You go to the top of certain trees and you can sort of wind this thing up, pull back, and it flings you in the air. I've not done that yet, but I had the same sensation of looking at it, be like, it looks cool, but it looks like it feels kind of like the way the floating feels in the rest of the game, which is sort of stunted and not as fun as you would expect it to feel. It's just kind of across the board. I think this game doesn't quite understand why it's doing the things it's doing. Yeah. And that has led to a sloppy mess that is, I would call, just straight up bad.
Right. And so,
I'm sorry to cut you off, Mikey. I've not played this game. I've seen a lot of it. And I've really just been watching from the outside looking in, right? And what I've seen fidelity wise, right, production value wise, I'm like, oh wow, this game like looks kind of tremendous. But I do feel like my gut tells me like it sits in this weird sort of space of like having such strong optics and fidelity on one side, and then the other element of all the other elements that you look for in a competent game are just not there. Like, how did this How do you think this happened?
Because people are
how does
desperate for this kind of game, right?
And that's why the tools are there now. Like this thing is all the sliders maxed out, even the visuals. Like yes, technologically it's impressive. I think from a visual sort of aesthetic point of view, it is also really difficult to look at. The lamp, if you ever have the lamp turn on your hip and you're running, the shadows from that are flicking around in a way that I'm like, is this not causing problems for people? Like I'm having a hard time looking at the screen without my eyes hurting. There's 10,000 leaves blowing across the screen as particle effects. It's like I get it, but the effect is sort of beating me over the head to the point where it's maybe not having the intended effect. If there was an intended effect, that you come across fields of bushes sort of whipping in the wind, and if I look at them for a second too long, I can see that they're all synced up and animating the exact same way that gives it this super artificial feel. It is.
What's going on?
I just think it's like, because they could, I don't ever think they consider whether or not they should on any choice in this game at any point.
And to the point of the graphics, I feel like if there was an award we gave out for most graphics, it would be
graphics,
this,
yes.
You know?
Without a doubt, yeah.
It's interesting to see, because like I feel like a game that came from a similar region like Stellar Blade or Lies of P is like aping off of a specific type of game, but it's doing it very well. Like Stellar Blade had a very deep combat system the further you went in, and scantily clad ladies for sure. Lies of P, fantastic Souls game. I put it up there with the other ones. This feels like one of those gimmick Bloody Marys that you order at a restaurant that are like stacked high, like a burger.
It's got half a rotisserie chicken attached to it.
Or those milkshakes with 14-gram crackers and a thing of Skittles in it.
Bar,
like this totally appeals to someone, but sometimes I just want the milkshake or I just want the Bloody Mary.
One last point for me, and this is my positive moment. I did have a cool like open world weird moment where I am traveling by horseback over kind of the top of a hill, and my little mini map pops up with like 15 red dots, being like, "There's enemies all over the place." I'm like, "No, I don't see anything. That's weird." And I'm gonna just keep going. I'm like, "Is this a bug? Let me turn around, like look and just see if I could see anything." And I'm kind of waiting there for a second, and then I start to notice. I'm like, "Wait, are those like 5 bushes crawling at me?" And it was the bushes came to life and started attacking me. And it's like, okay, they were kind of moving like the guys in Princess Mononoke that have the kind of the bushes on top of them when they're going to kill the pig god or whatever. It's like, that was a cool effect. That was actually pretty neat. And I just stumbled across that. I don't know what those guys were, if there's a quest ever involving them, but it's like, that was a neat thing to just sort of see in the open world as happenstance. And I could see if people are finding more of those than I am. Like if they're rolling the dice by playing this game and their dice are coming up better of like finding the kind of good stuff that might be hidden in there, they're probably going to end up having a better time than I did. But for me, that was like one moment out of 25 that I thought were really bad.
Well, going from a game that has perhaps too much to another game that has an obscene amount of things going on in it, Pokopia. This is still the game I'm playing a bunch of.
Yeah, I'm going back to now that I'm done kind of putting Crimson Desert down. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone has any more expanded thoughts. I just continue to have a pleasant time with this. We'll get to some Pokemon news later that has kind of like made me sad about Pokemon again. But this, for the meantime, at least is preserving those positive Pokemon vibes.
Yeah, it's for this one, it's like, the exact opposite of my experience with that other game where it's like, oh, you could just tell that they thought about every decision and how this is going, how the player can get the most enjoyment out of it. And what about when a person was in the middle of something, then they had to put the game down and they took longer to come back than you thought they were going to, and they forgot what they were doing. What can we do to make sure that they remember? Well, let's just have all those cute Pokemon that they're looking forward to seeing again come up and remind them right away and point things out in a way that's like cute and not quite annoying, but it's also like a kind of an urgent reminder. It's like, oh yeah, great, you're keeping me on top of these tasks that I definitely still cared about. Thank you so much, game. That's very thoughtful. And that's how I feel about everything in that game. It's like, that was very thoughtful.
I rolled credits on this one. Ooh. Actually. Yeah.
How long is
the campaign?
4th biome you were done, or 4 or 5 biomes?
It's no, if it's a spoiler, 4 is the last one. Right. It took me, I think, 25 hours to go through the campaign like that, and it felt breezy as hell for that kind of a thing, man. Like the setup of it, again, each of these biomes kind of having like the base stuff of like, get the habitat level up, build that Pokemon Center, but then each one also kind of revolves around a new gameplay thing. Like, you're going to learn how to cook and throw a party, or you're going to have to learn about electricity and lighten up the town. And that all felt really good. And I love that. I could see myself maybe someday really getting into, like, I'm going to really build up these towns and really get into the nitty gritty here. But just sort of completing these objectives, building up the towns enough, somewhat sloppily, just to kind of meet the objectives.
Yeah.
Building bridges kind of haphazardly where I need to go. That was still good enough. And that got me through the game into a sort of satisfying conclusion, and kind of just, again, put me on that really good loop where, like, I do all this stuff, and then, like, right before I turn off, I set up some of my bigger construction projects. Then when I get back to the next day, those are done and waiting for me. So gosh, just it was really good for that campaign experience. And in some ways, that campaign, it almost is like this giant tutorial for setting me loose if I wanted to go back to these zones or go to that big open area and just really build things up from scratch. Like, I really think I understand basically everything I really need to about this game now.
I wish I was wired to, like, build an island or design an island elaborately and nicely, because I'll see, friends across games media making really cute islands. And then I am literally in a den of iniquity where there's mud on the floor that I've yet to clean up, even though I know how to. And I just keep jumping over it, and holes in the ground because I wanted to get an item that I'd never patched up.
We're going to do
mouse mode
HGTV with where the G is giant bomb for a stream when we come back from PAX at some point. Where we'll do a multiplayer stream where we maybe have each of us with a mesh cast and each sitting, like, us working on our own houses, and then we'll have chat vote for who has the best house at the end. That's a stream we're going to do.
Yeah. I've just learned about the mouse mode recently, Dan. It's
pretty sharp for certain circumstances. Like, when you're in a certain mode with that game, it's like, all right, this is mouse time.
Yeah. Seeing the mouse stuff work well here is just got me hankering, gang, for, like,
Mario Maker.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Someday.
You're all in fucking trouble if they do bring out a Mario Maker with that.
Yeah. I'm not excited.
Grub's still got to beat my old ones.
Yeah. Just go do it to Patrick again. Leave us out of it.
By the way, like, this is a game that, like, I did not have any expectations for the story, and I'm not going to be like, wow, like, this is some really deep, super interesting stuff. But it did, for what this is, they made a lot out of it. They got a lot of value out of storytelling in this Pokemon Minecraft, like, just the kind of decisions that they made with what is going on in this world and why things are the way they are. Even some of the, like, you found a note and you're learning things. It has some of the best note storytelling since Resident Evil, right?
It's also a great entry point to someone who doesn't really know a lot about Pokemon like me, where it's like, I don't really know. I've seen a Slowpoke. I could point him out in a police lineup, but, like, I don't really know his gimmick or anything.
Yeah.
And now it's like his personality. I know now. It's like, okay, he's very tired all the time, and for some reason, if he yawns big, it rains. And so now I got to figure out how to make this guy get 100-point yawn. And it's like, all right, this is all very charming to me. I like it a lot.
I'm now just walking around to friends in real life, just staring them dead in the eyes, like, yawn for me.
Yeah, that was a 13.
Damn. Well, Mike, speaking about Resident Evil, you've been playing Resident Evil 0.
Yeah, I'm still in that Resident Evil mood, and I bet you there's a handful of them I haven't played yet, and I would really like to play all of them. So I was just like, which one do I want to play? I'm always curious about 0. Because whenever people talk about that game, I feel like all I ever hear is, the inventory management is tough because, you don't have the item boxes and you just drop the items and you have the 2 people. So it's like, okay, I get that. What else about the game? There's a whole game here. What else is going on?
Sure.
Plus, the game has always looked like it's a sister game to the Resident Evil 1 remake, and I like that game a ton. So just something in that style I thought would be fun. So yeah, I'm like 7 hours into this now, so pretty deep. And it starts on the train, and, like, the train section is pretty cool because at first you're like, a train, how's that work for Resident Evil? Somehow they managed to make it not super backtracky, even though you are going kind of back and forth this train. But there's, like, an upper level, and they do some fun stuff with, like, this character's trapped in this room, but he's going to use, like, the service elevator to send the key down to the other character. So that's, like, just a couple hours, and then I was in this training facility that basically looks a lot like the Spencer Mansion. So then suddenly very similar. But the big gimmick of this one is that you do have the two characters at all times. You can make them follow each other, or you can keep one in one place. Sometimes you kind of have to have them separate places for puzzles, right? So it's both interesting because like the other one can help you shoot enemies and that can help, but it also really does make it more difficult because you are managing the inventory, the health, right, and all this other stuff for this other character. And sometimes it's kind of dangerous to just have them follow you to a dangerous place. So you go through this dangerous section, trying not to shoot everything because you're going to waste all your ammo. Then you switch to that other character, and you kind of have to get them into that same location as well. And on top of that, this game has some of the harder enemies I've seen in Resident Evil. There's this leech zombie specifically that is just this bullet sponge. Like the best way to kill him is throwing these Molotov cocktails, which are not easy to come by. You gotta like throw 3 of those things at him, and they don't even necessarily stun him, so he can get back at you. So kind of like lining up with what I heard about the game, where like, oh, it's kind of it's a bit more abrasive. It's kind of difficult, and it's probably might be the hardest Resident Evil I played, but like it's still so freaking gorgeous because it has that amazing pre-rendered background.
Yep. Top tier pre-rendered artist at that time we're working on those games. Yeah.
I started the RE1 remake on Steam Deck, and it's still like, how the fuck was this? I know it's the like remaster of the remake, but it's still like that was one of those games that you would see screenshots of like a candle in EGM and be like, how the fuck are they making it look like that? You know?
Yeah, it looks so freaking good. And, it still plays like that game as well. So it's still a ton of fun kind of crawling through, scratching and clawing your way through this mansion. Like, oh, I can go into this room and there's like a tough zombie there, but also the item I need. So, just that basic Resident Evil loop is still really good. And sometimes the 2 character stuff, it is neat. Like, again, with that kind of dumbwaiter moment, stuff like that. Rebecca Chambers is cool.
Is it Chris and Rebecca Chambers? Is that the deal?
It's Billy.
Who the fuck is Billy?
He's an original character in this one. He's got a tribal tattoo, and he's he's killed 23 people. They're very specific about the number. There was a funny moment where like this number every time, it's not just he's killed people, it's he's killed 23 people. And at one point, like after a somber moment, Rebecca's like, Billy, I have to ask you something. I promise I won't judge you. Is it true that you killed 23 people?
It's so funny, Mike. I feel like you and I have talked about this. Where we've played Resident Evil, we've been a fan for a long time, but it's like Rebecca Chambers specifically is a character that I've heard about since the first fucking game. I don't think I've ever seen her in the game, like because we never played as Chris,
Right? Yeah. Because she's the Barry of the Chris campaign, Resident Evil 1.
I've seen Barry 800 times. I've never seen Rebecca Chambers.
There's that, and like the weird picture of her playing basketball you find in the 2 games and in 9. Right?
Yeah, I've seen the live action her putting on a headband and smiling from the intros a bunch of times.
The other funny thing is like the villain in this game. It feels like they plucked him from another game. Like he looks like a villain from one of those PS2 Castlevania games.
Oh, amazing.
Cool.
Right. He looks like a fucking like Alucard or something. He's the bad guy. It's so weird. It's like the cutscenes, like, Rebecca, this Billy guy doing Resident Evil stuff. Then there's this vampire looking dude standing on a cliff with lightning behind him.
Is it the guy in the white robes that also kind of has a tribal, like a cyan tribal tattoo on the arms, or is that someone else?
Does he look like Alucard?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be him. I don't remember his tattoo situation. I think he's wearing a lab coat, though. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but so I'm still actually having a really good time with it. Definitely been some difficulty spikes, tough enemies. There's like baboons who have zombie viruses around, and you got to shotgun them in the face a few times to take care of that. And now I know I'm close to the end because I'm going into an underground facility of some kind, right? Lab. I'm going to a lab.
Yeah.
So now, we're almost at the end.
Folks, we're going to take a quick bricky break. We still got more games to talk about, and we got the news on the other side of this. We'll see you right after a quick break. I'm sending it to break. And we still have plenty of games to talk about, going from Resident Evil 0, which isn't actually a co-op game, to a game that surprisingly does, Slay the Spire 2. Grub, Chuck, Mikey, and our dear friend Bailey checked this out last Friday on UPF. What'd you guys think?
I'm curious what Jeff thinks, because Jeff, you've not really spent much time with single player Slay the Spire, right?
Yeah, I kind of wish someone would have told me about this game. Here's the thing: it's like something about when I was like, "Hey, should I just learn on the multiplayer stream?" And I'm glad I didn't, because it was so fast paced. I'm glad I had the foundation. But the game is so easy to learn. It's so playable. It's so like, oh, I get this. If you've played any sort of card game, any sort of roguelite, you're gonna get it very fast. And then it's just very satisfying to do the, like, can I optimize this turn? Which is one of the key elements of a very good turn-based roguelite. So I do think of like Into the Breach, very different, like fundamental genre. But the idea is you have a certain amount of like energy, a certain amount of things you could do on this turn. Can you manipulate things in such a way so that you are taking 0 damage and doing maximum damage? And that's what Slay the Spire is, I guess, at its core as well, at least as far as I've played it so far. I thought it was really satisfying. And it's like, you know that there's a game optimized a way of playing these cards in front of you. And when you feel like, I think I might have got it that turn, I feel like I did the best I possibly could have done. That's a super satisfying thing. And it's so rapid paced that you're going to get to that moment pretty frequently. And then when you make mistakes, it's great because you're going to learn from them. You're like, oh, I should have done it that way. And then you just add that to your base of knowledge and go on. It's like you could just see why this game is so revered, because it's so refined in the things it does well, and those things are just make for a very good video game.
Yeah, and that was my first time doing the co-op, which is new in Slay the Spire 2, and that was fun. Yeah. And I like that there both was some synergies we could do, but largely we were kind of able to just sort of do our thing and not have to like stop, consider what the other person was doing at all times. I could make this. I did like the tank thing. The tank thing was like one of those ones where it's like that was a brief moment where it's like I could consider like what you guys were dealing with and what I was dealing with. And it's like I tried it at first and it kind of like wrecked me because it was doubling the damage I was taking and having the damage you all were taking. And it's like, okay, that's pretty good math, right? Because it's half damage for 3 people, double damage for 1 person. That's usually going to be a pretty good exchange. But I like to play the game. I don't want to be dead. So then I got one that's like it doubled the defensive stuff that I was doing. So everything that I was laying down that's defensive was being doubled. So like, all right, in this moment, now's the time to tank. And it's like, okay, all these things I'm synergizing with myself and then giving you guys a slight buff. And that felt pretty good without me having to be like, you guys think I should do this? It's like, no, I know that this is the right move, and I could just do it and give you guys a boost there. Yeah, and I like the different characters, and they all kind of feel different. It was fun that we were each one of them, and I'm the guy who kind of have as a pet, and you can sort of play cards to buff that pet. And I kind of got into this build that I really like, where I also can get these soul cards in my deck, and the soul cards are just like, oh, you draw this card, well now play that and draw 2 more cards. And I kind of got into this rhythm of I'm making a lot of these soul cards, and I have a card that each time I use a soul card, my pet gets more health, and then I have another card that turns that health into damage. So I had this really good build with a lot of synergies going, and it just felt good playing that, seeing what you all were up to, occasionally picking your characters, and even when we kind of did this stuff in between fights. Like, okay, there's 4 relics. Everybody pick a relic, and if 2 people want the same relic, they're gonna literally paper, scissors, rock for it. Good stuff. It's well considered.
Slay the Spire, for as much as I enjoy the game, I do think parts of it are kind of ugly. And looking at this next game we're about to talk about, this game is very ugly. Mr. Grubb, tell me about Mr. Sleepy Man.
Okay, 100%. Dan and Mike should go play Mr. Sleepy Man right away.
Mr. Sleepy Man.
I think all you guys will probably enjoy it. This is a 3D platformer where you play as a little sleepy guy who is asleep the entire time you're playing, but he runs around. He can talk to characters. They talk to him. He just makes snoring noises. That's what the talking button does. That's fun. You get like a pillow and stuff, and that's your attack. It's a very dreamlike quality game. There's Toofy. Toofy is a character who is just a big head with big teeth, and he hangs over you while Mr. Sleepy Man is sleeping, and the Toofy just talks. He just won't stop. He won't shut up. And you kind of like, all right, you'll deal with that, and then you run away from him because you don't want to have him talk anymore, but he's still talking back in that room you left him in. It has that dreamlike quality of like weird stuff is happening. Yeah, what?
Yeah, I was going to say this is like a Rugrats? Like
The character design looks like Guitar Man. I'm looking at images of it.
No.
So it definitely is like this feels like a weird PlayStation 1 game.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I kind of
All
can't
right.
give a higher compliment in this moment in my
Right.
life where I am
Yeah.
like so desperately missing those games and like
Yeah.
we are in a worse place as a society because we
Yes.
don't get those games
Yes.
anymore. This is like, oh, it delivers. One of the first things I did was lay down a banana peel and trip someone. Cool, you can do that in a lot of games. Glad that's here. Then it's like you could pick up anything. Well, can I pick up this cash register? Oh, I committed a felony. I should start running. The game's like, okay, yeah, get out of here. You did a felony. Check mark. You're
this
gonna
looks
get that thing.
cool.
It's cool. There's a VHS
Yeah.
filter that kind of applies an even like a even more dreamlike quality to the visuals that I thought was really well done. Yeah, I'm really into what this is doing. You get the pillowcase, and that works as like a little hover thing, like Zelda and stuff.
Yeah.
It feels good to play. It's got like a good movement set, and then it has ideas. It's not just a 3D collector like a collectathon platformer. It is that, but then it's like, go mess around in the world and accomplish some objectives on this list as well. So I think it's going to have kind of a little bit of something for everybody.
I like this.
I'm playing it on Steam Deck. I think you guys would all really enjoy it.
I want that too because I feel like a couple times in recent months I've thought that like there was a new kind of indie 3D
Yes.
like Big Hops, Demon Tides were ones that like I was like, ooh, this seems up my alley, but just a couple things were kind of off on them that made me not love them.
Sure.
So I'm in the mood for this. I'm looking for this, and like I like everything I'm seeing and hearing about this.
I think that yes, like you start the game by you got to go get the controller. You have to pick up the cartridge, put it in the N64 like thing, hit the button, turn on the TV, and that's fun. And then the game really starts. They know what they're making. I think, Dan, the thing I'm always worried about with those games, is it's trying to be that. Is it getting just close enough and then coming up short so that I can't help but making the comparison? And that's
Sure.
not really what this one's doing. It is like suggesting all those things and then kind of being its own game in a lot of different ways that are key to making it feel like this is just going to stand on its own and be its own thing. So
Okay.
I think it delivers.
Hey, did we say pillow weird in the Midwest? Apparently,
Yeah, we
Pillow.
do.
Wait.
Pillow.
Everyone
I
just
say pillow.
reset and say the word. Here we go. I'm going to say pillow.
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 What?
pillow.
Wait, again?
Wait, this is an Ohio thing then.
This was Michigan for me. Pillow.
Okay. I still understand what you mean. Pillow.
Chuck,
Pillow.
Chuck, did you have other people say pillow in Michigan when you were there?
Am I doing that too? Pillow.
Yeah, I mean, do it again, Mike.
I think you're doing
Pillow.
a lighter version.
Wait, again?
You're splitting the difference.
let him clean read.
Pillow.
I feel like now you're on top of it is why you're saying
I'd say
it
I'm like
No, he
thinking about
can't
too
do
much.
chimney.
I
He's
say
not going to be able to do.
Milk.
Pillowy.
Milk. I say milk.
Okay, you're doing this weird stuff where you're putting E's where there should be
E's.
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michigan.
E's for
yes.
eyes.
Okay.
I like it. I
Do
like
you
it. I like
say
it.
Michigan?
Michigan.
Stop it. Come on.
Let's
Whole
be
Mario shit
serious
again.
here.
Yeah, come on.
This game has a Bingo Papadopoulos looking dude in it.
Yeah.
so-
You leave him out of this.
No, this is good. This is good. He's like floating in the sky. He's got a top hat. It's a good look.
There is a Nickelodeon element to this too
Yes.
that I'm very much into.
Yeah, totally.
It's legitimately funny. It's
Classy
it's-
Cuspo. Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of good stuff in this. So people should go check out this Pillow game.
Fantastic. Last game we have here on the docket is another visually distinct game, and I've been seeing this tear up the streets and the internet streets. Screamer.
Yeah. So this is an anime arcade style racing game, and I've like starting to realize that after we were talking about Captain Tsubasa a little bit ago, Jan,
Mhm.
like we could be in a world where we get that, the Predator handshake of anime and arcade games, sort of like, hey, we can bring these things back in a way. So the controls are the real star here, the way that you can actually control the game. Had you got any of you guys played it other than me?
I've seen
No, I'm
it.
interested though.
No,
first I'm
because
hearing about it.
yeah, I mean the actual release date is still a couple days away.
Right, there's an advanced version that I got on Steam. So it's a dual stick racer. So you basically steer the front part of the car with the left stick, and you can drift the back part of the car with the right stick.
Oh.
So you kind of like careens ever so lightly to the left when you use the left part of the stick. But if you kind of pair that up with a little bit of braking, a little bit of letting off the gas, and then the right stick, you can really slide into these turns to the point where it's like, oh, I am always actively engaged and thinking about the best way to control this car around corners. Then there's a boost system where you're like shifting gears upward. You're not really shifting gears for the car, but you're like building up this boost meter by shifting higher. And that's like hitting L1. And you can do that at certain times when you reach certain speeds until you get to the highest gear. You spend a certain amount of time in that highest gear, and now you have a boost. And then that boost sets off a QTE, where if you can, this triangle shrinks, and if you get it in the green before the yellow part, you get a boost that lasts twice as long. So there's all these elements working in conjunction with one another. And it creates this like, oh, I am on the edge of my seat just trying to handle this car because there's so much going on. And I really like that element. I'm not loving the anime style of this one. I think as someone who finds this particular kind of anime to be a little bit generic, not super generic, it has some characters that stand out for sure. But it's like, I would like, 70s or 80s style or something. This just looks like any other video game to me in a lot of ways. I'm skipping a lot of the story because it's kind of getting in the way of what I'm enjoying from this game. But I think the presentation is good enough, especially for anyone who might be into these characters or this storyline that they do have going on.
Yeah, that's kind of my concern. Yeah, I love arcade racers, and I'm desperate to see a big one pop off again. The anime aesthetic I think is fine, but I don't know how much storyline cutscenes I need in my racing game. A little bit of it is fine. Like I like in Ridge Racer Type 4, where you have like the weird talking head guy giving you like a pep talk or like being pessimistic about your chances before and after every race. I don't know if I need like to feel like I'm watching a TV show before and after every race.
And it is like, I do think that's kind of the side of the line it falls on, where the presentation is a little bit overbearing. It's a little bit too much. Like you skip a cutscene and then there's another cutscene you need to skip. Like right after that, it's one of those. But I'm not holding that against it all that much. I'm into what's happening here. It definitely feels like they had an idea. Like it doesn't feel like they had the biggest budget in the world, but they made the most with the budget that they do have. And you can kind of see through that a little bit. You could see the seams here and there, but not to the point where I thought it was detrimental to my experience. I'm not going to say I'm over the moon about this game the way some people are, but it definitely it's worth trying. Except for maybe that price. I think it's like it might be $60 and
I just
$70.
checked. Yeah, was this advanced access thing was like 70? Yeah,
I think it was 70 for this advanced access one. Yeah, so that price is a bit much, and that's where I think the presentation sort of like tries to justify that to people. Like you're getting this big cool story, and some people I think will be won over by that. But if that does get in the way for you, like it did for me, I do wonder if that price maybe should come down before you check it out.
Listen, I see a corgi in some of these screenshots. I'm game.
Corgi's cute.
Also, we need more action arcadey sports games across the board.
Yes.
And if they're anime, so be it. At this point, it's kind of how I feel. If that's the deal with the devil that we have to make, so could be it.
Very well.
That's fine.
Like I know it's always hard to do re-releases of like NBA Jam and Blitz and all that stuff because of like all the Players Association stuff and everything. But like, could you do it with like, let's say it's not current NBA stars, but could you just like get Muggsy Bogues and Spud Webb and fucking John Stockton and everything and just put them in?
Get their likeness and stuff. Yeah.
You just couldn't get the team. It's like when they got Lawrence Taylor for Blitz of the League, right? You just couldn't get the teams and stuff because the teams are important. Even not as a sports guy, I do kind of like it helps to have the actual teams. It feels real, Yeah.
Sure.
And then they go up against my Yeti and the Beastie Boys,
Oh, of course.
Exactly.
Of course. Yeah. Folks, that does it for video game talk. We're going to go straight into the news. This is Jeff Grubb with the news. Mike, you sounded like you were going to jump in there.
Yeah.
I was. I stopped myself. I was going to like be a loud asshole. I'm like, you know what it was? There it is. I felt that coming.
Good. You saved it. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Cool. I want Mikey to say what he said during the break.
No, I'm fucking pissed off about my diet green tea changing its name to zero sugar green tea. You know that I like the zero sugar stuff. It's just a branding change. It's meaningless. Like what? Like whose job had to be justified by being like, we're changing the name of the diet green tea Lipton.
I bet those actually do sell better right now.
You know what? Let's take that again.
Audiences.
I didn't like it.
Good idea.
This is Jeff Grubb with the news, and Mike Bernard is going to say something.
News! Yeah!
Jeff Grubb.
Yeah, I have some news
That
here.
kicked
Let's
ass.
get into it. Nintendo is reportedly cutting Switch 2 production this quarter as U.S. demand dips. This is reporting from Blue Mochizuki over there, who's often has stories like this. Nintendo is reportedly cutting its planned Switch 2 production for the current quarter from 6 million to 4 million consoles due to lower than expected demand in the U.S., a trend expected to continue into April. Well, the console is still extremely popular in Japan. U.S. sales have slowed significantly, down about 35% compared to the original Switch's first Christmas. Now, real quick, it is worth pointing out that that number doesn't really line up to all that well with the data that we do have from Circana. Matt Piscatella came out and he laid out, like, when you line up the launches for the first 9 months, the Switch 2 has sold faster than everything except for the Game Boy Advance. It's 29% faster than the PS5. It is 45% faster than the Switch. It is, let's see here, 30% faster than the PS4, 34% faster than the Wii. It has sold extremely well. So one of the problems seems to be a lot of the people who wanted to buy this thing have already purchased it. And now maybe they are struggling to get to that next group of people. And then that is also reflected in the Circana report, where in January and February, the Switch 2 sold less, both in terms of dollars and units, than the PS5. But that was before Pokopia. So Pokopia could sort of be like, oh, now we are seeing that the Switches are selling out at stores, Switch 2s, that is. So things could change. At the same time, I bet they have a lot of Switch 2s in the supply chain, and cutting this is probably smart for them because, let it sell first.
Yeah, the timing is a little bit weird because, I almost expected the leaner times to be in December when your only really big games, Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon ZA, were also Switch 1 games. Yeah, January, February, not much was happening. That's when a lot of the grumbling was going on. Like,
Yes.
oh, the Switch 2, really slow. But, now Pokopia's happened. It's a Switch 2 exclusive, and it seems really popular, and it's got all this buzz. You think that would help? There's other circumstances in the U.S. right now, right? Like,
Yeah.
everybody, luxury products are maybe not a priority for people. And then, software-wise, beyond Pokopia, it's going to be probably a little slow again. I bet that they're not expecting huge U.S. sales for Tomodachi Life. That Yoshi and the Mysterious Book game is not going to be something that's going to do gangbusters. We don't know when Fire Emblem is. But, we don't have the big Mario game or a big Zelda game or Smash Bros. Or anything like that announced or on the horizon. Even the mainline Pokemon is not this year. So, maybe they're kind of looking ahead and they're looking at their software lineup. And I don't know, do you think this is an indication, Jeff, that big Mario game everybody's hoping is coming this year still isn't? Maybe that's reading too much into it.
You're right. That would probably be us reading too much into it. But you got, like, you're right, laying out the timeline. I bet this decision was made before all the Pokopia data came in. And I bet they had their expectations for Pokopia, and that's what factored into this decision. And that probably is way less. Excuse me. In fact, we know that's way less than what the game actually did because the game sold out physically. They didn't print enough copies of that. So
yeah,
they weren't expecting it to do as well as it did. But then you would say, okay, if they have something coming up, after the Mario movie to sort of answer, hey, what can Mario fans get after that Mario movie when they're really excited? To me, this says they're going to say, hey, go get Super Mario Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Switch 2 edition and all this other stuff that we're kind of updating for you instead.
Right.
Get the Galaxy 1 and 2 button. Like, I went to Best Buy and, like, that's the thing, like, outside, like, a sign for is Galaxy 1 plus 2 bundle. Like, in their mind, they have released the movie tie-in game already. It was that thing.
Yep. I think, this is the kind of thing where you pull back by 2 million from 6 million to 4 million. And you can ramp things back up eventually if you need to, but their trend is so far ahead already that it's like if they kind of just ride and sell the same amount that they have been, they're gonna be mostly fine. Mm-hmm. And they have not pulled the Zelda and the Mario levers yet. They'll get to the Super Smash Brothers lever. They'll get to all those eventually, and that sort of we'll have them reassess everything. But in the meantime, that this is saying that they are probably the games that they've announced are probably the ones they're going to have for the next little bit, next quarter at least.
It says Mario Tennis Fevers fault? Is that the name of that game?
Mario Tennis Fever is definitely, I think, indicative of kind of like a mistake. Like, I think that shows that Nintendo kind of didn't really get like the best way to reach out to the audience and put out something exciting. That game was one of the worst selling Mario Tennis games in Japan ever. I think, if not the worst. Like, I think
did Metroid Prime 4 help?
No, it doesn't seem like that really made a difference.
I'm gonna get it, but again, to give it some slack, there's also a Switch 1 game, so people who really want to play that game did not need to upgrade.
So everyone loved it. It just they didn't need the Switch 2 for it.
That's exactly what happened.
That's what it was.
That's what I heard Mike say verbatim.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think that Pokopia Circana report will probably tell a different story, and then maybe things move from there. All right. Epic Games is laying off over 1,000 employees due to, quote, Fortnite downturn. Epic Games is laying off over 1,000 employees, about 23% of its workforce, due to a downturn in Fortnite engagement, according to CEO Tim Sweeney. The company is shutting down Fortnite's rocket racing, ballistic, and festival battle stage modes. Sweeney stated that despite Fortnite still being successful, inconsistent engagement and the cost of being, quote, the industry's vanguard, what do you guys think that means?
Do they get billed by the industry for their vanguard position? What does that mean?
That's implying that there's some sort of like tax.
Yeah. It means something very specific here. I'll tell you guys. It means that they were suing people on behalf of everyone in the industry.
Oh, for their hero work is what they think it is.
They were heroes. So all of the work that they did to sue Google and Apple cost them a ton of money.
And they did that for everyone.
So they're for everyone.
They say they're the good guys.
Of course they're the good guys. It's Tim Sweeney. He's up in that tree.
I see.
Yeah. They bought them all.
Yeah. Did Tim Sweeney take a pay cut?
Tim Sweeney's worth $9.3 billion. No. They're also, this is also a company that spent tons of money trying to make the Epic Game Store compete with Steam, and that meant spending a bunch of money, not just on like giving away free games, which has seemed to work somewhat, but publishing a bunch of stuff exclusively to the Epic Game Store that actually didn't move the needle at all. I would describe what has happened over there as poor management, making a lot of big bets, spreading out that money away from Fortnite, the Fortnite money kind of away from Fortnite, and that money not getting any return on investment. And now the people who make the game are paying the price. But that's weird for this industry.
But Grub, they increased the price of V-Bucks so we could all help keep the lights on.
Help pay the bills. Yeah, I thought we were helping pay their bills. I mean, there's got to be some sort of money in the bank when it comes to Epic Games and the billions and billions and billions that they made. The racing thing you said they closed. Is that the stuff that the Rocket League people made that's been in there?
That's my question. Yes, and the festival stuff, is that the harmonic stuff? Like, is that like they made a big thing alongside the Lego stuff, like Lego, the racing, and the music stuff. So is it like they're keeping the Lego and getting rid of the other stuff?
That's what it sounds like, but I don't remember.
The platform, it's been so weird there. Like, because, it seems like none of that really took off. I don't know how many people are playing that Lego thing in there either. The Disney $1 billion investment thing is still coming. They're weird in Fortnite metaverse. I bet that's going to do fantastic. I bet everyone's going to be really happy with the performance of that thing.
I bet when they they leverage that deal to put stuff like The Simpsons back in Fortnite, it will make a lot of money. Whatever they're supposed to be making as like the bespoke deliverable for this massive investment, what does that look like? Does anyone care? And I think at a certain point, games weren't meant to last forever like this.
What are we building towards? Like, what do we think we're still going to be playing Fortnite in 20 years? Like, what are we doing exactly?
Well, the leak did say that Stone Cold Steve Austin is about to be in there, so
there you go.
That could turn it around.
Finally, they're going to reach that millennial group. Yeah,
they did miss March 16th.
They did. Yeah. So apparently the Rock Band thing in there, like that's only one part of it. Other Rock Band-esque things are still there. It's all confusing what's going on in there still. People still play WoW. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, people still play Roblox, right? Roblox is from 2006. That's a 20-year-old game, literally.
I don't think it's out of the question to assume that it could be around.
It could be. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's a good thing necessarily.
Okay. I agree. I guess what I want to say is that this comes at a cost of like the industry pointing its finger at this company, saying like this is the monolithic sort of success story that you want to emulate. And now, because of, I think you nailed it, Grub, mismanagement, I don't think they get that anymore, right? I think it is now part of a club that you don't want to be a member of.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of those big bets that they're making, the mismanagement comes from looking at the chart 2 years ago, seeing line go up and be like, well, the line keeps going up, right? And so we're going to be at this data point right up there, up and to the right here in a couple of years. And then engagement has dropped off, because of course it is. It's an older game, and the things that they put in there to get people excited to actually spend money on the game is targeted at a very specific millennial audience most of the time, not always, but most of the time, because those are the people that spend money. And so it's like kind of like the young audience is moving on to other things, different things. Also, video games is so much about novelty. Of course, they're moving onto other things. So engagement has dropped. So now they're like looking at a different trajectory, and they're like, oh, the data point is now saying we're going to kind of be making the same amount of money next year, and the same amount of money might as well be fucking death because we have to grow. So that's it's a scary proposition when you start talking about the billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars that this game is making, and that not being enough. So, well, of course it would be if they were trying to do it in a sustainable way, but that is not the business model, and that's never been Tim Sweeney's MO. It seems like.
No.
They also have Unreal Engine, by the way. Every fucking game in the world being made on Unreal Engine.
Don't forget about that little morsel. Like every time a game sneezes, they get $1,000.
Yeah. So just a weird thing. 1,000
people. 1,000 people.
That's a quarter of the company. It's unfathomable.
Jesus.
They're getting a pretty decent severance, relatively speaking. Like even people in the United States, where there are not those labor laws, like 4 months worth of severance. But I was thinking this, and I saw Schreier saying this on Blue Sky as well. It's like, man, that would have been a lot a couple years ago. But this year, where now there's 1,000 people who are experts, or many of whom are going to be experts in Unreal Engine, all looking for the same jobs at these companies that aren't really hiring. And that's on top of all the other people in this industry that have already been looking for a job for a while. The expectation is, on average, it's going to take a person that just got laid off from Epic about 1 calendar year, 12 entire months to find a new job.
No, because it's not like anyone that's gotten laid off from any of the other companies has been able to find a job or a steady, reliable anything.
Right.
Like that talent pool is so crowded at this point.
Yeah, it flipped on its head from a couple. I remember during the pandemic, it was, man, anyone can go anywhere and demand any amount of money.
Start up a million new studios, get funding right away. Yeah.
Yep. And it's such a yo-yo. And, you know, of course, the macroeconomic situation's not helping, and that's only looking gloomier by the day. So, things are going to be rough. I hope a lot of these people are able to make their own studios and put out some cool friend slop stuff and have huge success stories. That would be, best case scenario.
But the worst part of that, though, Grub, is that then Fortnite will sell a skin of that friend slop game that is more than the actual game.
They'll steal the ideas, right, and just put it into Fortnite. That's what they've always done.
Yeah. Lord developers, you have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever right now.
Put us in it.
Yeah. Welcome to Lortnite. All right. Pokemon Champions gets confirmed release date and Switch 2 launch update. There's a lot going on with this one. I will need help, Jan, but Pokemon Champions, a competitive battling game for Nintendo Switch and mobile, is coming April 8th. It features the familiar Pokemon battle mechanics, online ranked, casual, and private battles, and in-game competitions. It's going to become the new, not de facto, but the standard for the platform for the competitive scene, adopted by the Pokemon company itself, and will be used at the championships this year.
Yes.
It shouldn't matter too much to most people, but there's, again, a lot going on with this. Players you get like 30 free Pokemon or 30 free Pokemon slots unless you subscribe to something, and then you can bring in your own Pokemon from all this other stuff. Jan, I kind of lost the thread pretty quickly on this. I think I'm getting the sense, though, that people are like, oh, this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be, down to the way the battles work, where like they're getting rid of IVs and like individual values, and they're like everything is going to be sort of flattened and be kind of similar. So I don't know. What do you think when you hear this stuff?
So the losing of the IVs part, I don't necessarily mind too much. And for the folks out there, IVs have always been this kind of hidden stat with all of your Pokemon. So people that go crazy for breeding Pokemon or shiny hunting, they would specifically seek individual values or stats that a Pokemon has that you kind of got to do some backdoor math. Now, they've totally made it a little bit easier to track that with the most recent games. But the parts that are kind of bugging me a lot is you are able to transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Home into the game. So you could transfer, theoretically, Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, Legends Arceus into Pokemon Home, and then bring them into Pokemon Champions. But if you don't have the means to do that, you can go, I forget what it's called, scavenge for Pokemon or something. And
something like that, yeah.
This is where it starts to get scummy in terms of microtransactions, because you'll get one free Pokemon that you can scavenge for and look for, but it's under a very limited time that you can actually use them. So say you really want a Scyther. You can pick to get that Scyther, but it's there isn't defined language as to how long you will have that Scyther. So it could just be a week, could just be a season, or maybe a couple days even. But if you have victory points, you can choose that. You can keep that Scyther on your roster in your Pokemon storage box in Pokemon Champions for forever. But victory points are associated. You win those from winning Pokemon matches, but it also seems like you also get those from spending money.
Yes, and so that like what you're getting at here is pay to win,
yes.
Or at the very least, pay to win faster than a free to play player. And the question is, how much faster? It could be significant.
It could be significant because victory points look like they're going to be used not only to acquire Pokemon, but also to specifically train them in a specific way. Like you want your Dragonite, they show this in the trailer here, to have higher special attack values or attack values. You can train them a certain way, but that takes victory points to do. The most messed up part of it, though, is to switch up their moves, which is a very integral part of battling, because sometimes you'll have a specific Pokemon have a more defensive moveset, or a moveset that really complements other Pokemon on your party, or you're stalling a different team. And sometimes you got to switch up the moves on the fly. To switch up moves, they also take victory points. And from the subreddits that I peruse, it looks like you're going to get 200 victory points if you win a match, but it also may cost upwards to 100 plus to 200 to change a move. So if you just need to do like a small little adjustment to your team or your party, it's going to quickly add up.
Yeah.
And this like thing of getting different items, the different ways you recruit Pokemon, they all take and use victory points. So Greb, it is going to be that thing where if you were not using this premium battle pass or this premium membership they're talking about, you were going to have a little bit slower of a time to pick it up.
Yeah. Sean has said in the chat, they stated explicitly you can't buy VP, only earn it, but there are other microtransactions that they haven't detailed.
Well,
okay. And yes, and there was like a list of concerns I saw people have about pay to win, and I think it's fair to like point out, like, you do need to purchase the video games that people were talking about to like go get those Pokemon and then DLC. So there's a cost associated with just playing those games to get those Pokemon, but you do get a video game when you do that. It's not just sort of access to these limited battles. I don't know. It's hard for me to get my mind around that, but
yeah, this is all weird to me. I don't know.
Did y'all have seen the fourth Matrix movie? Yeah.
Yeah,
unfortunately, yeah.
I remember little about it, but I did see it.
When like Neo is like in the coffee shop and he's kind of like clicking back into the Matrix, though, of like, oh wait, no, I kind of see the code. Oh, I remember everything. Yeah.
Yeah, is that you right now?
Yes, that's me right now. Because
I also don't remember that scene, Dan. But yeah.
Because I, even though there are these things that I don't like, there are plenty of things I started to see. I'm like, oh wait.
Well, then let me ask you, Jan, how do you think this thing's going to do?
I think it's going to do okay. Competitive Pokemon, the VGC, is a very niche scene as is. This, though, could open it up more. It's going to be on the Switch 1, Switch 2. It's eventually going to be mobile. So I think it could do gangbusters. It has the potential to do
we'll see.
gangbusters. I do need to mention, though, Mikey, I know you don't like Mega Evolutions, okay?
No.
I know you don't. As to why, I kind of forget, but they're adding new abilities for Mega Feraligatr and Mega Meganium that are going to go crazy town bananas. Because, Mega Meganium gets Mega Soul, which means it can fire off Solar Beam in one turn. You don't got to charge a turn. Weather Ball is going to go
just
crazy.
Say all these things like, I forget why you don't like Mega Evolutions. I think it's self-evident.
Yeah, just keep talking. You'll get it eventually.
But, Mega Feraligatr is going to get Dragon Eyes, y'all. Dan.
And you sound like one of those like you said, clavicular or whatever when he talks about bone smashing.
How dare you compare me to him?
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah. Go ahead, James.
All that being said, I mean, it was a Bombathon incentive to bring back Pokemon Monday Night Combat. And this is what Sean and I were waiting for, because this is going to be the means that the Pokemon company is going to be
April 8th is when that's a couple weeks. So
That's
we'll take a look.
So Sean and I got to bring the dustpans out, the brooms. We're going to sweep up the gym, get it all nice and tidy, paint several shades of different paint across the walls, and we'll be ready to fight y'all at home.
All right, let's keep going here. Sega Stranger Than Heaven will headline an Xbox partner event this week. I feel like they just did one, right? And now they're doing another one. Last one was pretty good, and they're promising some cool stuff for this one that's happening on Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. It will have Stranger Than Heaven from Ryo Gotoku, excuse me. Of course, I stumble on it. RGG Studio, their next game, which was previously known as Project Sentry, if you remember that. There will be an update for Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl, probably DLC if they're bringing it to this thing, and a new look at The Expanse, Osiris Reborn, which is from Owlcat, which is Mike, is Owlcat the ones that did the Baldur's Gate enhanced editions?
That sounds, yeah. That's them, Owlcat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing this, and people are starting to get pretty hyped up for this Expanse game because it looks Mass Effect-y to a certain degree, and they'll be able to prove.
I said that with such conviction, and now actually I'm not sure. I said that with such, it is not. Never mind. I don't know why. It's just because he said. I'm like, that sounds right. They did Rogue Trainer. They did a Rogue Trader, which people liked, and apparently the Pathfinder games as well. So
well, there seems like they're kind of upping their production value for this, and they'll be able to kind of maybe prove it a little bit at this the developer director, whatever they're calling it, Xbox partner event. There might be some surprises, but those are the three big things that will be there. They've done a good job with these.
Beamdog did the.
Beamdog, that's what it was. Yes.
I was like, my mind, I was like, there's an animal name in that. Yeah. People. Yeah,
I think exact same thing. Yep.
I got to take my RPG card away now. Great.
Square Enix has partnered with Google to put an AI chatbot in Dragon Quest X. Let's go, everybody!
Finally.
For once, I'm happy they never localized Dragon Quest X, I guess.
Chatty Slimy, as the AI companion is called.
Fucking Christ.
It is a Slimy that will pop up and talk to you as you do things, and maybe give you suggestions about what you should be doing, and you can ask it questions. Try to get it to say a slur. Everyone loves that. That's always a good time. They're partnering with Google on this. It's going to be in there.
And you all talk shit about the talking flower. He is pure.
Yeah, give me the talking flower over this.
I see he's ducked his responsibilities today. He's not even on the show. What is he doing?
Yeah, he didn't even
should have brought him on.
He didn't put it on the calendar. What the fuck?
Right, he's up in the kitchen. Shit.
Boy, I hope this isn't coming for Final Fantasy 14. Because gosh, I didn't think about that. Weird. Yeah,
they've had similar stuff in other games. Most famously, I think that Darth Vader AI chatbot in Fortnite that they did have to turn off because it was saying slurs.
And we all see how great Fortnite's doing.
Yeah, I mean, this one to me feels like Square Enix people went to GDC, Google was there, and they made this deal a couple of weeks ago, and now it's happening.
I don't know I forget if we brought it up, Grub, but there was so much fucking AI. Everywhere.
I mean, I definitely mentioned that Google AI make a game with AI thing was jam packed. It was filled to the brim with developers there. So, yep.
Yay.
This is it's dumb. I hope that I hope that they just make a better game instead of just saying, "Hey, talk to a chatbot when you want to learn how to play our game." That's a dumb idea, I think.
Like, what do you need to like parse out in a Dragon Quest game?
So Dragon Quest X is the MMO. That's the MMO.
Oh, that's the MMO.
Mm-hmm. So like, yeah, like there's like usually a lot of things in these games, but I don't like you kind of. You can explain how that works inside of your game. You can have tooltips. You can have a good
this game's
UI.
old. They have all that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And this game's old. Exactly. I think it's getting its last major update soon.
Oh, really?
Like last significant one. I think I saw that was announced maybe. Or you know what we used to do back in the day is we would ask the other people we were playing the game with, because it's an MMO. I would be like, "Hey friend, how do I turn off this thing?" And then they would tell me, and then I would do it. I don't want to ask a fucking Slimy or whatever his name is and probably have him tell me the wrong thing anyways.
Well, maybe you can get Chatty Slimy to help you make some placeholder art for Crimson Desert like those developers did. They apologized for, quote, accidental inclusion of AI art, and they promise a comprehensive audit. Basically, Pearl Abyss left in some AI artwork that was very obvious. It looked like old AI artwork because there was a horse with too many legs, stuff that just doesn't happen in this stuff anymore. But then they came out and were like, "Oh, just snap! Yeah, we didn't mean to do that. It was just placeholder," which no one really believes. We all know today. Just put it in next step. It was easy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm willing to give them a little bit of some good faith and be like, okay, you forgot to take it out. But this is why your temp art should just be a fuchsia and lime green checker box, so that it's obvious it's the temporary thing.
Well, that's why I don't believe him, because it's like, if you intend to take something out, you got to make it obvious, because hundreds of people work on a game, right? You got to make it obvious to anyone who picks it up in a second that, hey, this needs to be filled in eventually so we don't forget.
We've seen
like bad practice.
Sandfall had this same pitfall, and it's again,
Expedition 33 did the exact same thing.
Larian was like very excited about this possibility of doing this until everyone's like, we don't want this. I don't understand this obsession that somehow this is a big time saver or is going to make like the pre-production of a game easier, putting in the AI slop. Because you're like you said, Jeff, it was weird how early AI slop it was. But if it's better, that's bad, because then it's really going to just stay in there.
It's going to be in there. Yeah.
Right. And then, it puts me in the position again with this game where now, like, everything I'm at, like, even the music, right? Which, like, maybe sounds good, but then I'm like, sounds kind of generic. Is the music in this game AI? What is AI? Is that AI? Is this AI? It's a hell.
Yes, it sucks. Everything is a question mark now, and it's no way to live.
And I can't have Mikey experiencing that. I don't want it.
I don't want Mike to live like that.
Minecraft Dungeons is getting a sequel this year, and it's coming to PS5 and Switch 2. Mojang and Microsoft have announced Minecraft Dungeons 2, a full sequel to the game, take you to new settings and stuff like that. But it's mostly going to play like the first one, which was, as a reminder, a Diablo-like. It was an adventure RPG, or action RPG. Excuse me.
Did that do well?
Cool. Apparently it did. Of the spinoffs, apparently this is the one that did. I don't know if it's like extraordinarily well, but it did well. And then its fan base seemed to really, really like it. So I think they're kind of trying to play to them again. And it's like, oh, I'm excited about this. I forgot to play this with my kids now that they're into Minecraft. So go play that first one and see if they're into it, and maybe get this one as well.
And I bet it wasn't a huge investment to have to make it, and making a sequel presumably be even easier now. So yeah, go ahead, make a second one.
Yep. Cool. And then Witcher 4 and new IP at CD Projekt get fresh updates. Basically, they're just kind of saying they're a publicly traded company in Poland. They have to give updates to their investors about what's going on, how many employees they have, who's working on what. It's pretty transparent. Cyberpunk 2 has 149 people working on it. But there's almost, I think, 400 or 450, maybe almost 500 people working on Witcher 4. Yeah, it's almost 500 people working on Witcher 4.
Wow,
which is their next
that's
big
half of Epic Games layoff.
Yeah, right. Oh. Jesus. So the Witcher 4 coming along pretty fast. They are super invested in. They've hired up recently, where I think they've added like 50 people or something like that. And then they have a new IP codenamed Hadar, which has 26 people sort of kind of chipping away at that as well. So things happening over at CD Projekt Red. They definitely kind of pulled out of the nosedive that was the launch of Cyberpunk, completely turned things around. And now they seem to be set up for the future. Once they shed stuff like that, they were going to do a multiplayer Cyberpunk game or whatever.
Sure.
And they're not doing any of that stuff anymore. Instead, it's let's focus on Witcher. Let's get into what Cyberpunk's set up, and then we'll try one other new thing. That's kind of where they're at.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the new thing is. Because they have fantasy, they have sci-fi. So I hope we see something like a bit more interesting or offbeat. We've done the 2 video game genres now, although you could do more sci-fi than just the cyberpunk thing. So I hope it's not just like when Naughty Dog, like, here's our big new IP, sci-fi. All right, great, fantastic. Right? Even Bethesda, well, we're doing a brand new IP, spaceship sci-fi. Huh? Yep. It's like I swear to God, this is just spaceship sci-fi is their new IP. I'm gonna lose my mind a bit.
I agree.
It's coming.
There was one other thing. Red Storm, Ubisoft studio. I think there was rumors they were closing down. Yeah, they have officially, I don't know if it's official, but the more reporting that they are not working on anything. They were helping out on a bunch of stuff, including Siege and Brawlhalla and Beyond Good and Evil 2. They have shut down almost entirely, and it sounds like more than 100 jobs will be lost. So cool things still happening over at Ubisoft.
Someone in chat is saying PlayStation is shutting down Dark Outlaw Games, the Jason Blundell studio. I'm not familiar.
Yeah, I guess I remember Jason Blundell starting up something. I don't remember what it was going to do, though. Interesting. Okay. Dark Outlaw Games is a new first-party PlayStation studio.
Did they ever publish anything even?
I don't think. Yeah, it was announced in March of last year. And it was, Jason Blundell was the Call of Duty Zombies guy. So, interesting.
Weird.
Man, how is Fair Games still not
Fair
put out of its misery?
Fair Games and Beyond Good and Evil 2, right?
Yeah, zombie games that just stumble through the night. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Jan, that does it for the news. I'm handing this show back over to you. Thank you, guys.
Woo. Folks, we're going to go take a quick bricky break and be back with emails and YouTube super chats right after this. These are the emails for the show. Emails, Giant Bomb, or send emails to us at bombcast@giantbomb.com. Send it, or you can write in about any and everything. We appreciate it. And as I've been saying for the last couple months, been getting a lot of emails in the inbox that we can't nearly read everything. So I appreciate all of them. If someone says a very nice thing, I try and pass that along to the crew. We have so many emails that we don't get to all of them, even the ones that I've highlighted here in this doc. Once again, bombcast@giantbomb.com. If you need a recommendation about anything, you want to ask us about anything, send an email in. All right. First email comes from Matt from Essex, Connecticut. Sup, dudes? Recently, Grubb has made several references to Dusty Baker creating the high five. Well, this is generally believed to be true. The history of the high five is actually more nuanced than that, and I'd like to shed some light on it. All right. Not quite a correction, but let's learn. There are reports that the high five was a popular greeting amongst American GIs in post-World War II Japan. Although it should be noted here that there are only anecdotal reports of this, it's hard to substantiate. The high five gesture can be seen in Jean-Luc Godard's movie Breathless, where two characters high five each other in one screen. The low five, or give me some skin, was a popular greeting amongst African Americans dating back to the 1920s. Given Burks' involvement in sports, it's hard to imagine he was not aware of that gesture. Or Dusty Baker, I think they meant to say. I also want to call out the man Baker gave his high fives to, Glenn Burke. Burke was a gay man playing baseball in the 1970s. He wasn't out, but he didn't hide it. The hate he received from this led to his early retirement from baseball in 1980. He suffered from health problems and eventually died from complications from AIDS in 1995. Just want to shed some light on the cool history of the high five and the often overlooked Glenn Burke. Matt from Essex, Connecticut.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Cool.
Yeah,
wow.
Sounds like a bunch of cool people doing cool stuff. That's what I like.
Like a good high five. Love it.
Jan, I'm going to high five you this weekend.
I can't wait.
It's coming.
Wait. Last time we did it, we caused an explosion.
That is true. And then we died, I think.
Yeah, we're not actually here.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Man. All right.
Ghosts are real.
Yeah,
Podcast.
Another Matt writes in. Hey, gang. I've been fortunate enough in my life to live in two of the best areas in the country for consuming hot dogs. That would be New Jersey and Chicago. Growing up in New Jersey, we had good old Nathan's. I would get them spicy brown mustard and sauerkraut. And for everyone in Jersey who really knows, there's Rutt's Hut in Clifton, home of the Ripper. Right. It's a deep fried hot dog that bursts open when cooked. Thus, its signature name, the Ripper. And they have their own.
Because it rips you from your family 30 years before you're supposed to die.
I have been there, and it was awesome. I remember that. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And they have their own homemade signature relish, which is unlike anything you've ever had. Then living in Chicago, we have the world-famous Chicago dog. Yes, all those toppings are necessary, and the relish must be neon green. While I could never pick a favorite, I would pose this question to you. What's your favorite style of hot dog? And if you had to pick a side to go with a dog, what you picking, and why is it a Knish? Fuck ice, Matt.
Costco style, nothing on it.
I'm the same.
Nothing. Dang.
Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing.
I just like a baseball park hot dog, steamed ones, really soft bun, and I just get the the Cleveland has a kind of spicy brown mustard that we use here. That's all I want on it. It's just that spicy brown mustard. That's it. That's perfection to me.
At a ballpark, you buy the extra cheese that comes with the nachos, the extra like little pouch, and then you dip the hot dog just full. Like it really fits in there. It's good.
Yeah.
Give me a Coney Island hot dog when I'm in Michigan, which is kind of looks like a standard hot dog, has some chili on there, some onions. Skyline chili dog is also very good. Chicago dogs are good. A foot long chili dog from Sonic is really good. There's a lot of good hot dogs.
Yeah.
I don't know what I get for a side for. I think the side I would want for my hot dog is another hot dog. Honestly,
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that a side or a clone?
Give me the sauerkraut on it and on the side. Sauerkraut's great with the hot dog.
Yeah.
There's just like a bag of Lay's. Like I would never get
Chips.
plain Lay's chips, but that's what I would want. I think is with my hot dog, just plain Lay's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, guys, we're about to see each other in Boston, and I think you all, in the various times you've known me, have seen me grow a lot in terms of food items and things like that. If any of you confront me with sauerkraut in Boston, I will try it.
Okay.
It's time.
And that's one of us, right? That's not like anyone watching.
Now you can't just kind of some rando can't show up on a show floor with a handful of sauerkraut and expect me to put it in my mouth.
It's got to be vetted sauerkraut, of course.
You fellas.
Dan, do you
I have
remember
sauerkraut trauma?
Dan, you had sauerkraut in Germany with us.
I did?
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Where?
Yeah,
In
at
Germany.
the restaurant with the
Where?
pork knuckle.
Did I like it? Oh, the one with the weird waiter?
Oh, yeah. The one.
Yeah, that weird. It was really weird.
Wait, did I like it?
Yes.
I think you liked it. Yeah.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, confront me with it still.
You had mustard too, remember, Big Dog?
No. And I am pro mustard. I had mustard in New Orleans on the on a fried bologna sandwich.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it was good. So I'm fine with mustard. I still just like when I get a quarter pounder, when I got Shake Shack at the airport yesterday, I just get it plain. I really do like meat and cheese. There's a simplicity to it. If it has ketchup mustard on it, sure, I'm not going to balk at it, but I do like it plain.
Balking.
I mean, I won't throw it away like I would at any point in the first 41 years of my life.
I got a question. Are we counting sausages as hot dogs?
Yeah.
It's got to be in a bun.
Oh.
Like, yeah. If it's
served. I had a chicken sausage the other day.
Was it
just
in a
like
bun?
on your fork, though? If it was a knife and fork situation, it doesn't count.
Well, never mind.
I mean, so I think what we're saying is, should it count for our hot dog count in our Discord? Is what you're asking?
I think for everything. Should it?
Okay.
Should it count in life, and should it count?
All right, I'm gonna make a poll, so we'll just get the chat to say.
I don't think it counts.
I appreciate it, and don't I know it's my birthday. You don't have to fucking pander. Just be honest.
Good attempt at that poll there. Jeff.
Yeah, it should have worked. I did everything right. I don't know what the fuck.
I did everything right. Yeah.
All right, gang. James writes in asking about something that I feel like we could all attest to. What up, bombers? How do y'all deal with burnout playing games? I've been playing games for 30 years since I was like 4. More and more these days, I sit and can't find anything I feel like playing these days. What does the team here do to get over these days? Love y'all. Kisses on the cheek. James?
On the rare occurrence that like there's not new stuff out that I'm actively playing, like I think that's a great time to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna start going through that Castlevania Dominus collection, or I'm gonna like, go back to an old favorite, or like shit, I haven't played Ocarina in a while. You know, like that's I love retro games, and like they are perfect for when you don't have a new thing you're actively working on.
Yeah.
I think this is, I can sympathize, I can relate, James. I also am going through it a little bit with Dib, where like this kid plays so much Minecraft and Fortnite, and I'm like, you gotta play something else every now and then.
Right.
And he was sick over the weekend, and I was like, oh dude, you never played Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. And this kid fucking tore through it in 2 days.
Yeah, because it's an awesome game.
It's so freaking good.
It is underrated. People,
it's
another Ratchet and Clank. It's one of those ones. Once you start playing, you can't stop.
It's a 4 star.
It's so good.
I think it's 4.5. He
You can't just throw out 5 stars.
4.5 then.
No. What are we? We're not animals. I think like you know, it came out in 2021, which I was just sort of like, how is this possible?
Oh god, that's weird.
And he just like it like broke his brain. He was just like, how is this so good? How is this so good? Everything I'm looking at is amazing.
Nice.
What you know? It's like because you're looking at Minecraft all day, butthead. Like, what do you think?
You're right. It is like, I mean, I get it. I get why they stick with these forever games, but God, I wish I could shake them loose a little bit.
How Bacalar?
But he played through Odyssey. He's like he's up for it. I think he just needs to be like.
Right,
distracted enough, you know, and then it got me think. I'm sorry, Jan. Let me answer your question first. Go for it.
Well, Backler, I'm curious because I'm always curious with younger gamers and gimmicks and everything. How they feel about like 2D games, or does that like rank lower for them for some reason?
I think it's hit or miss. He loves Geometry Dash, which is like one of the most popular mobile games around. And quite honestly, there's like a community that makes custom levels for that game, and there's this one game called one level called Abduction, and it is like wildly impressive. Just Google's
I want to play
search.
that on the site. We should do a stream where we play some of these mobile games.
I mean, and he's filthy. He plays stuff that I'm just like, oh, how are you not flopping around on the floor? There's one it's called Abduction. It was made by some creator. It's striking and unbelievable to the point where I was like, how did one person do this? It's amazing. I don't know. You know, he also came across anime titties in one of them. So it's like a whole, you know.
This is how it starts.
I told you guys that story, right?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, you did.
Yeah. So, you know, that was a interesting weekend, but I think it's like, distracting him from so to answer your question, so Geometry Dash is definitely a 2D thing. He liked Wonder. He's not against it, he's not above it. I don't think anyone under 20 I don't think puts stuff into genres and is like, well, I only play this, and I think they're just like, you know what I mean? I don't think there's that kind of like compartmentalization that maybe we do, as we are so kind of versed in everything.
I just don't think
my kids have 8-bit, not for me, you know, like.
Yeah, I think I was surprised my kids have mostly been like, no, that's just another video game. They, you know, they're not like blown away by Super Mario Brothers 3 the way I still am, of course, but they play plenty of 2D games. You know, one of Addie's favorite games is that Piku Niku game, which is a 2D exploration game, stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him this Sleepy Person game. I think that's got interest, maybe peaked for him a little bit there. But yeah, I don't know. You know, I do struggle with it. I'm always trying to find like Astrobot is like the peak, right?
Sure.
Like he still plays that every now and then, where he's just like, man, this is that. So Ratchet and Clank did it for him for sure. He just blew through it in 2 days.
I wonder what he would think of
it too.
I wonder what he would think of Demon Tides, that new indie 3D platformer.
I don't know.
It's really good. It's good. I know you don't like probably the art style and the characters in that one, Dan, right?
Yeah.
But it plays so good.
He's probably 2 years away from me letting him just blow through all the Uncharteds.
Oh,
sure.
That's gonna be
not that
fun.
bad.
You better have your ludonarrative dissonance conversation ready to go.
Hell yeah. I know it looks like he's killing a lot of people on screen, but
it's just paintball, right? It's just a paintball game.
Yeah.
lovely murder, just like the fun murder.
Simply lovely.
Has Dib checked out Psychonauts at all?
Oh, Psychonauts 2.
He did. He
2 is
watched me
good.
play. 2's great. Yeah, he watched me play most of that game, but I don't know. That would be an interesting. Like, I would really have to force him to stick with it for a little bit.
Right. More narrative happening there.
Yeah, there's a lot more going on. I think that I think maybe a couple more years. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Anyway, to answer, let's see, whose email is this? James. Go check out a game that you used to really like, or I don't know, the back catalog of stuff is insane, right?
Take the time back and be like, okay, I'm not into games right in this moment. Now I'll go read a book. I've been putting this book off for forever. Go do that, and then once you get halfway through the book and realize you hate reading, you'll be like, oh, it's time to go back to video games.
Maybe you'll remember you don't know how to read, and then games, I can press a button.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle from Scotland writes in, hey guys. I've never played a Castlevania or Metroid game before. As the leading world experts, where would you all start with both series? Thanks, Kyle from Scotland.
Symphony of the Night and Metroid Prime 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or Super Metroid.
If you want
that
2D,
Metroid Prime 1
Zero
Remastered
Mission?
is pretty good.
Maybe Zero Mission?
Zero Mission's great.
Zero Mission is good, and it's like it's a bit more. It guides the player a bit more, so it's good starting there. It's on NSO. The thing with Symphony of the Night is that it's not easy to play that everywhere right now. Unless you want to get into other things. Like there's that they made that one collection for PlayStation,
right, with Rondo.
Yeah, it still baffles me. You can't play Symphony of the Night on like Steam or Switch right now. But if not that one, you could get that advanced collection and play like Aria of Sorrow first, and that'll still do you really well.
Yeah, a lot of the like advanced ones are like up there. Like Symphony is my favorite, but like that Dominus collection and the advanced collection, like all 6 of those, I played through those recently. And it's like these are right up there.
They're all good. They're all good for sure. I think Symphony would be the one there. If not that, maybe Aria. Metroid, you have some options. If you want to do 2D, I think Zero Mission is a good place to start, or Super Metroid. And if you want to like do the newest one, you could do Dread, and that works.
Just do Dread. Yeah, just get Dread.
Do Dread
for that.
It's very slick.
Fantastic. All right, last email here. We got a little quiz. And this is specifically a quiz for Dan. I guess you guys can chime in. Hey, I put together a little name quiz for Dan. You know, a man who clearly has this whole last name thing figured out now. Smiley face emoji. Rules are simple. Guess the country from the last name.
Oh, God. Okay.
All right. We'll just rapid fire through these, Dan. There's 10 of these. Okay?
Okay.
O'Connor.
Ireland.
Yes. Kim.
Korea?
Yes.
Which one?
East.
You know, I think this is weird.
Better answer.
Mueller. This is
like Robert Mueller,
and with an umlaut, the 2 dots above the U.
Germany.
Oh, that's cheating. Telling them the umlaut.
All right.
That was, okay.
3 for 3 so far, Dan. Kowalski, or the phonetics here, Kowalski.
Poland?
Yes.
Honestly, Dan, this we are peeking behind the curtain. Okay,
like he does know these things. He just like won't activate his brain when it happens.
No. When it's a game show.
Italians.
I told you my goal this year is to get on a game show. I need to stay sharp with this stuff.
There we go.
All right. Once it's a game show. All right.
Yes.
Ivanova.
Spell it.
IVA.
Use it in a sentence.
NOVA. Ivanova.
I mean, that's it. The vowel thing. So I'm going to go with Italy.
Russia.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're in
Backler, you fucked me up with the vowel thing. It's wrong all the time.
To be clear, not even close to sounding like an Italian surname.
You guys are like, it's got a vowel. The last letter's a vowel. It's got to be Italian.
It's not an absolute rule, but the Russian names sound Russian, and that was obviously.
I don't know what Russian last names are.
Yeah, but like for me, a Russian last name always has the off in it, like
to be clear, Dan, back when it happened, the vowel thing, like if it has the vowels, it's a good chance to tell. You're like all the time, and we said no.
Well, I'm just saying it was bad advice.
Just
it was just bad advice. You steered me wrong. That's why I had a perfect record going here.
First name Vladimir. What could it be? What could it be?
There was only a last name here. All right.
I know.
Okay, continuing on. Nakajima.
Japanese.
Yes. Papadopoulos.
Oh, wait, that was a vowel. Italian.
Yeah, you're the one who took that rule and ran to the moon with it. Jesus
I
Christ.
trust my friends.
Papadopoulos.
Greek.
Yes.
Wow.
Virtanen. Virtanen.
Oh.
These last three I wouldn't be able to do.
That sounds like Nordic. Denmark.
Finland.
Close.
Okay.
I'll give him points. That's
Yeah.
better
Neighbors.
than I thought he'd do.
Popescu. Popescu. I wouldn't know this, Dan.
Well, that's a vowel, so it's got to be Italian. Popescu. Austria.
Romania.
Okay.
Okay. Last one here. Jon's daughter. Jon's daughter.
Nordic is Finland.
Iceland.
Okay, I've been to Iceland. Okay.
There we go.
I got that.
Overall,
all right.
very good, Dan.
Very good or close, except for that Italy one. Man, you just
You just
got a
like
problem.
heard. I think he took it in a way that was
He's
like the
Italian
most-
blind.
Yeah, I think he just doesn't see sauce.
Where's my wife?
I'm married into an extremely Italian family. They're so Italian.
Worked closely with Vinny Caravella for so long.
North
Mario
Jersey Italian
Ivanova.
family. I go over there frequently.
Yeah, that's the most. We're here glazing you like, oh, you're not as brain dead as we thought, and then you just walk it back.
I have a quick game show as well, real quick. You guys can work together on this. I posted an image into All the Stars Are Here in our Discord. I'm going to describe it for the audio listeners while you guys look at it. There is a lady with cut off sleeves. This is an ad from a magazine, and I want you guys to tell me what the ad is for.
You posted about this recently.
Yes, it's a lady. This is a slightly different one. It's a lady in a magazine. She's got a cut off sort of leather thing. She looks like, maybe Mad Maxy. Her hair's all like blowing back, and she's looking down on the ground at something. And the background is kind of a yellowish, deserty, cloudy background.
it's
that
for a
font,
video
I feel like
game.
I've seen a million times.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike, you're asking, is it a video game?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give. It's for hardware.
Okay.
Is that a GBA?
What?
I think this is a late Game Gear ad.
Okay.
I'll say
any other
GBA.
guesses? All right. Any other guesses from Jerf or for Jan?
I was gonna say Balls Guarana. The energy drink.
Wait, what? It's for hardware?
Yeah, for a piece of hardware. Yes, hardware is probably the best way to put it.
It is now up on the screen for people watching the pod.
It says
Thanks,
a
Jan.
wasteland when suddenly my.
This is like that Yoshi's Island fake ad.
it's
Are you
like,
fucking stupid?
Is it like a what was that handheld Game Gear?
Game.com?
Ooh,
The N-Gage?
N-Gage? Is it the N-Gage?
You guys,
Yeah, like-
you guys are all like on like a pretty.
Links.
you're
It's
pretty
the
close.
Atari Links.
No, it's
But pretty-
it's Virtual Boy.
It's Virtual Boy.
Hell yeah.
Oh my
Nice.
God! What the hell?
Can you guys see it all right? Can you
You're
see it all
Yeah.
right?
glaring. The glare's hitting it a little.
I'll
How
take
could
a
that
picture
be
of it. I'll
Virtual
post it.
Boy?
I do think my favorite just aesthetic tone, everything is like mid to late 90s EGM ads.
Yes,
Like,
every
I think
time.
that's my
every time I work with an
favorite
artist,
thing.
and they're like,
Yeah.
"What are you going for?" I send them an issue of game players in EGM, like make it look like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I just want
Chad was
everything
right.
to still be like that.
I was gonna say this is like a Turtle Beach sound card.
Yeah, yeah,
Sure.
or one of those
Right.
like magnifying lenses over a Game
Oh,
Boy.
the Game Boy, the big ass.
Yeah.
I can't believe it was Virtual Boy. That makes no sense.
Oh
It didn't make sense
Y'all-
back then. Nothing made sense.
man, y'all remember what were they called? Like earthworm lights, like the little squiggly ones.
Worm
Just
lights.
worm
Worm
lights,
lights.
just worm lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the worm lights.
Got a couple
Yeah,
of them. Yeah.
Oh, those are so cool.
What
Anyways,
is happening?
that does it for emails, bombcast@giantbomb.com. Thank you to everyone for sending your emails in. Apologies if we don't get to them. There is no favoritism happening. I promise you.
Imagine living in a wasteland and you come across a Virtual Boy. Like, so what? What do you do?
I haven't had
Yeah.
water in 2 months.
It's not going to work.
I tell you what, I would still be pretty excited.
I would be like, oh shit, a Virtual Boy.
A Virtual Boy here of all places.
Cool. I could just plug it in.
You could use it as like a cool like visor, and maybe that's your new wasteland name. It's like, oh, that's Jeff.
All the
Virtual
batteries that
Boy.
are left on Earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also
Look at me,
looks
I'm
like
the virtual boy now.
it looks like this person was wearing sort of like a Mortal Kombat outfit.
Yeah, he's
too.
got
That was my
the
thought, like a Sub-Zero
yeah,
thing.
I
Yeah.
see what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like Sub-Zero mixed with the kid from Mad Max 2.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
wow.
God!
All right.
You know what? Yeah, good thing magazines are dead, right? No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Folks at home, the show's not done yet because Mr. Minotti hit me with some YouTube super chats if we have any.
We do have some from Randomly Rossi. Mikey is the only one doing launch looks anyways. Why does anyone else even get a say?
True.
Look,
I
these are
agree.
my words. No,
I agree.
I don't. I think
Vested
we're a team.
interest.
I think we're a team, but we should come to decisions together. Is what I
Yes.
think. My big worry now is that Dan's gonna think less. Dan's gonna think that I'm like unleashing my army to get my way with launch looks now. And I
No,
don't want it.
no,
The
no.
people demand it.
It's a group thing. It's a group thing.
Yeah.
I support you, Mike.
Look, Launchathon didn't take. That's all
I don't
know.
love Launchathon either.
Yeah.
Between the two, I don't know. They're both pretty rough. I don't think we need the word launch. I think we move away from launch.
Whoa.
There's
delicious.
release, there's new, there's other words we can play with.
Ooh, okay. Let's see what else we can cook with the next time.
Release.
What's like the next game that this might happen for? Pragmata? I mean, I can't.
Pragmata,
like,
maybe.
Yeah.
Pragmata soon. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Slain McAustin says only 259 days until Mike Minotti's birthday. Happy early birthday, buddy. Thank you, Slain. I thought it was weird. Nobody said it yet.
Son of a bitch.
Dickwid said, actual happy birthday, Jerf, also 44.
Oh, nice. Is that this person's birthday as well? Cool.
Let's see some 44s in chat again, everybody.
I'm 44.
Antonio Morales says, when Gunpla stream, I'll send some if I have to. This is like the Gundam's model kits, right?
Yeah. What were we doing recently? Oh, the keyboard stream. And then people thought, oh, I would also watch a Gunpla building stream.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Why not both?
Why not both?
Yeah.
Just Rex says, I can't believe people are shocked this game is average at best for Type of Crimson Desert. You could see from trailers it had no solar sauce. It looks like it was made in a lab. Yeah, I mean, again, it's like I want to give some benefit of the doubt. I'm sure people were passionate and were trying to do good work. And look, some people like it, right?
Sure.
So hey, it has sold well. I'll give it that somehow. It's so well. The marketing team, whatever they did, was an excellent job. Because
marketing
everything
of the
knew
year.
about this game.
You know what?
That's a Modi.
For the marketing side, I like that they're also rolling with all the 7 out of 10s on like their ad campaigns.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
on top
Shying
of
away
like the
from it.
9 and like the 8s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Migsy says, is Jeff Baclar the gloomy boy of games media? Would you like that? He's kind of into it. He's
Okay,
like
yeah,
it,
I mean,
buddy.
it's fair. It's fair.
Let's
you know,
practice. Okay. Kogan Chef as always, Jeff Grubb, blah, 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 Dan Reichert, and the gloomy boy, Jeff Baclar.
Oh, it's a cloudy day
not
for the
happy.
skipper.
it just feels normal. Is that weird?
Normal?
It feels right, like putting on a pair of jeans that have been broken in real nice.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Okay. Chief Eeyore officer. Oh.
Chief Eeyore officer. That's pretty good.
Let's not press our luck here.
I like it. Migsy's back says, Jeff Grubb, will Commander Keen ever make a return? They announced and then canceled that mobile Commander Keen game, and that's the last we've heard of that.
Yeah, there was some mobile ports of Commander King games. I remember checking those out after reading the Doom book, right? Masters of Doom. I'm like,
Yeah.
Gotta go see what's going on with this Commander King game. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it'll ever come back.
I want to play a Commander Keen game, see how that feels. Commander Keen exists because the id people figure out how to do side scrolling on computer games and originally wanted to just make a Mario 3 port, but Nintendo said no, so then they made Commander Keen instead. It's awesome.
Yep.
And then Mixie says, was Mike looks not considered. Look, I mean, there might not always be.
No, it's
Like
got to
if it's
be
a
open
Pokemon
for-
game, like I'm
looking for
look
words
at
that rhyme with released now and seeing what we can work
Released?
with.
Mm,
Release.
And my original point has always been it doesn't need a name. I've staked that out. And I
Branding,
continue.
brother.
Yeah, branded on the site all you want,
See,
guys. Have fun. Knock yourselves out.
I like branding. You know me.
I
Yeah,
do
no, it's
like
great.
I do like Chuck's wife's idea, a new game Who Dis.
Yeah, new game Who's This is fun.
That's better than any of the launch stuff.
Not bad.
That's not.
Try that one.
What
Maybe
is
we'll
what
try
would
that
that
one
be? NGWD. See, no, I also want the acronym to be
NGWD.
fun.
Rhymes, but it
You did-
rhymes.
Oh,
You-
I don't say
yeah.
that one.
I don't mind that
we
one
just
bit.
call it Who Dis for short or something. Yeah.
All right. Any more
Uh,
super chats, Mr. Minotti?
that appears to be it. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate it.
Fantastic. Boys, we got an interesting week ahead of us, but it is still packed with things. 9 Lives of Mr. Mistopheles, the newest episode, releases after the podcast today. Episode 4. Grub, surely you remember what's happening.
No.
All right. Game This Morning's popping off Wednesday and Thursday, not Friday. Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to send our boy to space, or he's going to still be there in space. The space ace himself, Dan Reichert's lightning round game.
Fuck. Right. Just having a real nice weekend.
Glad
What
you're
do you
back
think
home,
about
bud.
that?
Yeah.
That was such a genuine cuss.
Yeah, he's
Like,
mad.
Yeah.
It's like stubbing your toe mad.
Oh,
It is,
now-
it's fucked up because it is somehow both Blight Club and This Is the Run.
Yep.
You know,
It's
like
right.
the way
It's the
that
moment of
game
truth.
is set up.
We get to see like what do you remember? Like how much can you stitch together week to week? That's gonna be a big point.
I think the platforming stuff I will get pretty quickly again once I go back to those levels. I think I'll remember certain things from the space maze, the like all lefts, all rights. But like I did draw out. I think it took a while of going through the archive of our stream and drawing out where I've been so far. So I've got some of that. But whoo boy, that shit sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't look nice either. Voicemail dump truck is moved to Wednesday this week, folks, because some of us will be in transit on Thursday. Voicemail dump truck on Wednesday. So get your calls in. Thursday, for our premium peeps out there, we are releasing the test blight where Mr. Minotti tested Space Ace in, I believe, another game, correct?
The original game that we sent him a costume for and
Right.
everything. We were ready to go with it. We pivoted. We realized we could probably do better. So that's what we did.
And we will do better. We promise you, folks at home. Folks, if you haven't checked out the last Titter released last Saturday, go check that out. All-time moments. I got to say, I think this format of Titter being a game show, I really, really like. It's fun.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And there's other ones we can do with that too.
I think we should try and
other
get
millionaires.
we should try and get all 5 of us to do a Family Feud run.
I agree. I think
Yeah.
that'd be great.
No.
And then we should switch off doing the fast money round at the very end.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, we are going to
yeah.
do some millionaire packs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of PAX, folks, we are at PAX East this weekend. Dan, Mike, and Grub are going to be playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with you, folks, at PAX. We're going to be on the creator stage Friday, 3:45 p.m. Eastern, and Saturday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We got stuff to give away.
That's right.
if you are
I have
Irish,
prizes.
if you are Irish and you have an Irish passport, we will play the Irish edition of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Only that though.
Grub's checking, on
I am.
stage.
I'm
Yes.
taking this very
Not
serious.
joking,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
We're gonna have a great time, and but you know who's potentially might not have a good time? Our dear friend, the good boy of games media, Vinny Caravella, because we
right.
are going to blight Vinny Caravella Saturday, Albatross Theater, 4 p.m. Eastern. You won't want to miss it, gang.
We were throwing some games around, and then I just saw a couple screens of the ones we landed on. I'm like, I am okay going in blind on this because this seems like some Vinny-ass horseshit.
It's good stuff. I am very good. Shouts out to Will for helping us uncover this one.
Yes.
If it wasn't too late to change the name of the panel, I would have suggested the blighting of Vinny Caravella.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And just we make a poster. Anyway, we'll be at PAX East. Backlord, does that code still work if folks are interested in going, or is that expired?
Oh, good question. The code will still work. Yes.
Okay, so if you're a premium member and you're interested and still hemming and hawing over whether to go to PAX East, hop into the behind the scenes channel on the Giant Bomb Discord if you're a premium member, and there should be something, a little post up there to get you 15% off a PAX East ticket. Borj, did I forget anything? We got anything else popping off?
Seems right. It's a lot.
All right. Who knows? We might get a quick look in the can. Other recordings may drop. The Casso video will most definitely be up before PAX East. And I'm just going to full on send it, bro. And I'm going to send it to the end of the show.
Casso.
Bro. I'm just going to start talking like this and just have it like a little bit of a drawl. And it sounds like I've chugged like 3 liquid deaths and the carbonation is killing my throat. Folks, that does it for the end of the show. We're going to send it. Happy birthday to Jeff Baclar, Jeff Grubb, our dear friend Mary Kish. Folks, we'll see you next week for another episode of the Giant Bombcast. He's been Jeff. Jeff the gloomy boy. And Mike Minotti, Dan Reichert, Jan Shoa. Thanks to Will. Thanks to Sean. Thanks to Chuck. We'll see you on the other side. We love you. Goodbye.